Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast. Today I got an extra fire topic. And we're starting a series called Baby Mama Chronicles. And this is just stories and letting the baby mamas tell their issues or the things that they have going on in life. Today I got with me Destiny. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Destiny. I'm in my early 30s and I have two children.
She has two children. And this is part one, and she's a new initiate to the podcast. So we had a conversation earlier. She does not like to be referred to as a baby mama. Why not?
Well, number one, no other race calls the mother of their children baby mamas. That's a African American thing. And first thing you think about baby mama, do you have a positive thought about a baby mama?
No, I think baby mama is a shameful thing.
Correct. So I
But
don't.
the thing is, I think us as black people in our community, we try to get rid of shame, and that's why a lot of people do a lot of things that they do.
That's true, but I have always been an advocate. Don't call me baby mama because I'm not a baby mama.
So what's the correct
I'm a
term?
co-parent.
Co-parent ain't a real thing, but okay.
Well, to me it is because I
Okay.
have to parent with somebody I'm not in a relationship with. I'm
Okay.
not. See, when you say baby mama, think about all the songs. Baby mama, I'm tired of you.
But still,
Baby mama ain't shit. She won't let me see my son. You see, like women don't go out and make all these.
yeah, hold on
Oh,
now.
wait a
Now,
minute,
before
time
you
out. I'm
start,
about to let me finish.
okay, go
Women
ahead.
don't make all these songs about baby daddies. Now they might make songs about men who cheat on them, mistreat them, but it ain't 30 songs about what a baby daddy be doing.
But music is real, and a lot of times when it comes to baby mom, baby daddy drama, the woman is typically the issue. Even if you look at like
In
court
a
doc,
percentage.
if you look at court documents where men try to fight for their children, because a lot of people claim men don't try to fight for their children,
Right.
and then you might have a subset of men that
Right.
don't.
That's correct.
But even when you look at the court, 80% of women still get awarded children, and a lot of times the judges know that these women are unfit.
Okay, so I can't make an excuse for that. I do know that they just side with the woman because in the society we live in, who normally is the nurturer of the children? Like who is giving that nurturing?
But but nurturing is one thing.
So
Discipline takes you further than
and
nurturing.
I agree. I agree. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm assuming the judge is looking at that. You know what I mean? Like mothers, we have to feed our children. Like
Hmm.
we even given a God given ability to feed our children by not even having to have a dollar to our name. Our body would just produce the milk. So in that aspect, I can kind of see why most women are awarded. Not saying it's always right.
Okay.
Not saying it's always right because you are right. It is some like bomb ass dads out there who can do just just as good, if not a better job than some of the mothers they choose to have children with. I, like I said, do not like the terminology baby mama just because it's a negative connotation that go with it. You know what I mean? Like, don't call me that.
It's supposed to be negative.
Well, that's why I don't baby mama me.
But you can't. That's what I'm saying. The issue is you're trying to take shame out of a lot of things because it was a point in time when I was growing up, if a woman was pregnant, they couldn't even go to regular school. They sent them off
That
somewhere,
is
and
true, but we don't live in those times anymore, though.
and that's part of our issue. Some
And that
things,
is true. I feel
some
like shit could be done better.
some things with us as black people, we try to get away with a lot of tradition that kept us,
Right.
together as family and stuff. And then we let the government, and a lot of that's part is the government, slavery,
Section 8.
yeah, stuff they
Yep.
passed, Lyndon B. Johnson, Great Society. I understand that, but at the same time, it still comes down to one man, one woman getting together, creating a child where they need to be on one page. I think people, if they don't want to have children, they don't want to have sex. But we all know busting a nut feel good.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and so it's kind of hard to say you shouldn't have sex if you don't want to have kids. But I think with technology, with contraceptives, condoms, spermicidal lubes, shit that women can put in their pussy like copper, to chop heads off of sperm, abortion. When you have those type of things in place, you have it where women feel like they can have sex a lot more freely. What you think about that?
Well, that is true. But even if you think back to the ancient times, they were fucking the same way, if not worse.
So you Ashanti said a woman gave herself the term baby mama by having a baby with a man she it wasn't married to. So basically, she caused it on herself.
And that is true. You do take responsibility, but also what I'm saying is, for as the baby mama, it's more of the action
Mm-hmm.
that you know what I mean. If you act as a baby mama, then you're sure you're a baby mama. But like with me and my son's father, we haven't been together for a long time from the very beginning. Even though we were together, we wasn't married. We were together,
Yeah.
because we were young, of course. Like even then I would not, like, don't call me baby mom, just call me Cam mom or something like that. Don't make me a item of his possession, like, oh, that's my baby mama. No, you Cameron's dad, you know what I mean? Like,
But you is technically his baby mama.
I'm Cameron's mother, we just share a child.
Oh, so you trying to take the shame out the word. You don't
I mean,
like
if that's what you feel, I just never liked the terminology because my mother isn't a baby mama. Despite my mother and my father being married for years and they had 4 kids together, but then they divorced when I was younger.
that would be considered his ex-wife though.
Right, and I've never heard her, like, nobody has ever called her baby mama. You know what I mean? I don't have baby mamas in my family, so maybe me not growing up in an environment where I'm surrounded by baby mamas, or the terminology baby mama, it made me always say, "Oh, I'm not somebody's baby mama."
I think you're trying to play semantics and word games, and you want to take the shame out of it. But that's
what if it's the traditions that I grew up with? Like, that's what I was born around. Not hearing the word. Like, I haven't.
But it's a lot of words that you didn't grow up hearing, and you're okay with saying.
Is it?
Yeah.
What? I mean,
yeah. So it's gonna be plenty of words you're gonna say. Okay. So did you grow up hearing women refer to themselves as bitches?
Not where I was. Not like
not you grown. We both the same age, so growing up, we didn't hear women refer to themselves as bitches.
Right.
But now when you hear women talk, they say bitch this, bitch that.
I understand.
I think I've heard you say it. So
it's possible.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of things that we didn't grow up saying that was considered derogatory or inflammatory. We didn't say those things, but now we say them and we claim it's taking back power.
Oh, I don't.
That's what I heard a lot of women say.
I don't know why I don't like it, but I just don't like it. And like I said, maybe it's because I wasn't grown. Like, people around me didn't use that terminology.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just like tradition that I'm just used to, but I've never like referred to myself.
So baby mama though you have an issue with that, but you don't have an issue with referring to other women that you're talking to as bitches.
I don't know. Because I can't say, oh, I'm just like bitch this, bitch that. Like, I couldn't say that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something I just. And I also don't use the word baby mama. Oh, that's his baby mama. No, I don't use the word often. You know what I mean? Because if I don't want somebody to call me that, I don't want to call them that. Now, I understand what your example with. Oh, well, we don't. Our parents didn't call each other bitches. That's true, because I didn't hear people calling my mom no bitch, and she wasn't out here calling other females bitches. That's absolutely true. So I don't know. I just never allow anybody.
I just think you just have a turn with baby mama because you would be considered in that category. I mean, and it's the shame of it.
My mom always told me it's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. And since I don't answer to the term baby mama, I don't like no. And everybody around me know that. So, like, I don't hear people calling me they baby like a baby mama.
I got you. So
even when you first told Sissy about the thing, she told y'all, oh, she don't call herself baby mama. Like, it's always been like that. So maybe with me not growing up hearing it and me not having people call me a baby mama, even my son's father won't like, oh, that's my baby mama. No, he be like, oh, that's
because you laid the ground rules. But like I said, it's the shame. I guess it's part of the shame that goes into.
I don't know. I just don't feel like maybe if you're doing baby mama stuff, it's levels.
So what is? Let's go.
It's levels. To me,
what is baby mama stuff?
To me, baby mama, and when people use baby mama and baby daddy, it refers to two people who do have a child together and who are not married.
Yeah.
However, they are still like in like a situationship. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they still dealing with each other And that's when I feel like a lot of the drama come into it,
Mm-hmm.
because now I'm not saying there's not women out here who do not harass the fathers of their children, but a lot of times I'm gonna say it's because they are still dealing with each other.
Think so?
I feel that way.
Mm.
I'm not saying 100% of the time, because every case is different.
Yeah.
But I do, because I hear women say, "Oh, I could never date a guy with kids because I don't want to deal with the baby mama drama."
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, the drama is only coming through that these people are still like connected in a deeper way than just, well, not in a deeper way, but just in a more way than just a child. And then they have issues because, oh, now you seeing somebody else, and I don't want, I feel some type of way, you know what I mean, jealousy and stuff. And I
Mm.
feel like a lot of that, that's why I feel like the baby mama part come in, because you still dealing with somebody who has a child with you, and then you still doing your own thing, and they still have those feelings.
Read that what it say on
Because well, when I had my son, I was 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, we all do things when we're 19 that not all of us, but we growing up, we kids. You feel me? So I can't say I made some.
Is that really an excuse to get away with shit we do in life?
No, but that's really like, now that I'm older, hindsight is like 2020. Now that
Mm-hmm.
I'm older, I can say, yeah, you know what I mean. I should make better choices.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, because these choices do affect my life going forward.
Okay, so
But when
you
I was 19, I'm like not thinking like that. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like I probably should have. I wish I would have, you know what I mean? But at the time, 18, 19 years old, I'm not thinking like, oh, what I'm doing right now would affect the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like little droplets of, oh, I'm in college. So yes, this will, you know what I mean? But I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm out here just fucking off, and I don't be like, oh yeah, I need to look at this person and see if I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. You
So
know
you
what
were
I
just
mean?
basically trying to bust a nut.
Essentially. But we were like together, but I'm not thinking like, okay, we together. We, is he husband material? You know what I mean? I'm just thinking I'm 19, we in a relationship together.
So do you think women should be raised with the mindset if you're having sex with somebody, you should see if he's husband material before you give your body to him?
Absolutely.
Why aren't women raised that way in today's society?
I can't answer that. I do. I
What,
mean,
were you raised that way? Be somebody
I was
wife?
more raised of don't have kids because you're liable to be stuck raising a child by yourself. Now, like I tell my mother all the time, I feel like I could have learned lessons a little bit better if it was explained a little bit better. But you know how our parents just was like, don't do this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say why not to do this. You know, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times they just say, oh, I better not catch you doing this on bush your ass. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
never low. Oh well, don't do this because this what's gonna happen later on, and then 30 years from now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody gonna call you a baby mom, you're gonna get mad. Like if I was explained that way, if somebody would have explained that to me a little bit better, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe. I can't say, because there's some people who are raised the ideal way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everybody got different parenting skills, but like the ideal way, and they still go out and do these same things that a person who did not have that raising will do. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's situational upon other people. But like I said, I was 19 years old, and I'm like thinking like, oh, this gonna follow me for the rest of my life. I'm just with somebody, and I feel like I'm in love because I'm 19 years old.
Mm. Nobody's ever told you in life that it takes more than love when you're growing up
More than love for what?
to just be with somebody.
Until I got older. My 18, 19-year-old friends, the people who I'm talking to, they not
I'm
telling
talking
me
about
that.
people, your parents, your guardians, the people that's above you.
They didn't, and to be real, they didn't talk about it. And I know that sounds crazy. They didn't really talk about love when I was growing up. It was
relationships, love, parenting. They just basically told you don't be a baby mama.
basically, if that's how you want. Don't do this. Go to school. Get out of school. Go. You know what I mean? The foundations of being like a productive citizen. They wasn't saying, oh yeah, you need to make sure somebody respects you in this way, this way, this way, this way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like all those conversations. Me and my mother have those conversations now because I'm an adult and I can bring that. I can present it to her where she can give me insight. But as a kid, I'm not. I don't know how to talk to my parent about these type things.
Yeah.
So
So do you think with your children you open the door for them to have conversations, real
absolutely,
conversations with them? How do
already.
you do that?
Um. Well, one, being that I have a son, I know like I being a woman, I know that it's probably a little harder for him to open up to me about those type feelings because he's a 13-year-old now. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So, I know what he's doing. I know about his dating life. We talk about it. I think him seeing me with the newborn is doing a lot of justice for him because he's understanding what it takes,
Mm-hmm.
and he has seen like me and his dad separate, and I did see an effect on him when that all happened. And I talked to him about what's going on, like, in child appropriate terms, so he understands. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, I don't just blame his dad for one thing. I do take responsibility for my actions and everything I do. Just like I was saying, like, okay, yeah, I did put myself in that situation. Absolutely. So a lot of times that's why I'm like, okay, well, I know now that I know what type of person I had a child with, I know I can't always get mad with that because he showed me the signs of being that person. You know what I mean? So now I'm like older. I'm like, I can't even be mad about the person that I met. You was like this when I met you. You know what I mean? I just thought I could change it and make it better.
Mm.
So like he knows, and we have like real adult conversations where he gets to give me feedback about what I'm saying. It ain't just me talking at him because I want to know what he thinking, so I can kind of give him better perspective on how stuff feel. Like I told him the other day, he going through puppy love. I even
Who?
let him listen to Lil Bow Wow, Puppy Love.
Who, your son?
Yeah, because he got a little girlfriend.
Ah, hell. Okay, so you got two kids.
hmm
How old are your kids?
Cameron is 13 and Kyrie is 9 weeks.
9 weeks. So you have a 13-year-old gap between your children,
Right.
and you're not with your youngest child's father, right?
We recently split too.
So if y'all recently split, why 13 years later do you feel like you basically repeated the same cycle?
Um, well, I was more stable this time ago, of course, because I was 19 when I had Cameron. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like 30, 33 when I had Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually was engaged. I just didn't think we were ready, which I
Mm-hmm.
was, right? You know what I mean? I
So
was.
you was going to get, you was
We
engaged,
was
but you
engaged for
thought you
like two
wasn't
years.
ready. But then
No, we weren't ready.
but you decided to have someone you weren't ready to get married
Straddling the
to,
fence.
but you decided to have that baby.
Correct.
How does that make sense in your mind?
It's not my best decision, especially with me on my way, not saying out, but I have a 13-year-old. So I was like trying to do exactly what, like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm not ready for another child. I got my one and done. I'm good. I got more stable in my career. I done relocated to a different state. But me and him, like, he was what was my comfort. You know what I mean? Like, we've been
Mm-hmm.
together 6 years. And yeah, we're not gonna get married because I don't feel like you're ready, and I'm not ready to even try to continue to make it keep working. But like, you the last man I know. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I'm gonna go back to that because I don't just want to be out here in the streets like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
I know I'm single. I just don't want to be out in the street. So let me just go back to what I know, what I've been dealing with for the last 6 years.
Okay, that's tough. So why did you and your first baby daddy? Do you like to refer your baby daddy as baby daddy?
No,
So what
Cameron's
term do
dad.
you like to use for
Either
your?
my son's father or Cameron's dad.
Okay, so yeah, I hear this. So I gotta say
What's wrong with saying that?
son's father to be respectful. Oh Lord. But why didn't you and your son's father not work out?
We was young. He had a lot of like issues that he needed to figure out on his own. It
Like
was a
what you
very
mean?
volatile situation,
What you mean?
like abusive situation.
Abuse, like what? Physical
Yeah,
abuse?
yeah,
So y'all used to fight.
yeah.
Y'all used to fight, or he used to beat you up. Let's be real.
Mm,
Y'all used to fight, or he used to beat you up. Let's
it
come
was
on.
it was more of he used to assault me, and then I used to have to try to protect myself. So
So you hold on.
it
So
was
you
more
never
him beating me up.
and you never fought back, not one
Yeah,
time.
of course I had to fight
So
back.
y'all was fighting.
Yeah,
Oh,
eventually,
okay.
but
Okay.
it was more of like he was the aggressor. Like,
Okay. So why did you stay in a relationship so long like that?
young and thinking I'm in love, thinking I can change this
You
person.
think love comes with ass whoopings?
It don't. Absolutely not. It
Oh,
absolutely do not. It has to
I
do.
was just wondering.
But
It
it is not to say this like this, but it is a lot of reason why a lot of women are in those situations because it
what do
like
you think?
it don't start off like that. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know nothing. I don't be
Well,
one, so
Well, let me
that's why
say
I'm at. That's why we
right,
having the
correct.
conversation.
It don't start off like that. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
well, explain it.
A motherfucker don't come in here just slapping you around, telling you, you know, putting you down. They don't do that. They work their way up to it, like years into it. You know what I mean? Me and Cam Daddy was together like 8 years. Like I do, like I guess long term relationships. I don't know how I
Yeah,
get stuck in long term relationships. But anyway, so you know, it didn't start off like, oh, I'm finna beat you up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm aggressive
yeah,
or none of that stuff. It really was like, oh, I'm getting mad about little things. So I'm
yeah,
like, okay, well, let me fix that. You know, that's something small. You know what I mean? But anything I ever tried just was not. It wasn't working out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So eventually, it went from my actions not being good enough to him getting so angry that it ended up to him physically hurting me. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes be mad, oh, you choke me. You know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
push me down real hard or something like that. You know, and I get mad. I'm like, oh, you got to go. And a week go by, and then, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It just
So how did this cycle go after a argument or fight? What would be him making up? What would him making up look like?
well, I always made him leave. You know what I mean? Just
Okay.
because, like,
So he beat you up and then you made him leave.
and then like
How does
weeks
that
go
work?
by. What you mean?
How are you forcing someone that you said was the aggressor and assaulting you? How do you make someone?
Because once they finish doing it, oh, they so sorry. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
oh, I can't believe I did this. Like they be acting like it's a shock to them as well. Oh, I'm
Mm,
so sorry I did this to you. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
now you feeling like you're a little empowered because they're apologizing to you or they feel sympathy for you or something. So it wasn't ever like, oh, I'm not leaving. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. That's
Because
what I was wondering.
right, because now I'm sorry and I got to show you that I'm sorry some type of way. So I got to listen to you in some type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a lot of it's a lot of things that go on in your mind during those times because you don't know what to believe. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you see it with kids when you pop a kid. What's the first thing they want you to do?
Pick them up.
Pick them up. You know what I mean? Like it's your you know
But hold on.
because
Are you
in your
comparing yourself
mind,
to a child?
no, I'm just oh, in a sense, yeah. In a sense, yes. I would, yeah. Because a lot of things was childlike to me.
Mm.
Then, like, then,
So at what age were you when the first that you could think of the first actual him putting his hands on you?
I was like 3 months pregnant.
So what age were you?
Um, I had Cameron now. I was like 19. I was 19.
You was 19. And you think part of your relationship with that guy was still childish in thought, basically in your mindset, how you
Yeah,
maneuvered.
because what I learned is believe somebody when they show you who they are. You need to believe on the first time. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So when I got older, I'm like, okay, that's who you are. I don't want to deal with this no more. Cause I initially just up and left. You know what I mean? Finally, I was like, you know what? I don't think this is good for me
yeah.
and Cameron to even be around to hear. And I just up and left it. It was something to him. It was over something super petty, but to me, it was like, okay, I done had enough. You know what I mean? You ain't got to kill me to let me know that I should be in here. I could just walk away.
So were you still a child when you had the child too? Mentally?
Mm, I don't know because I got up and I went to work and I provide for him and did what I was supposed to do. So
But I think that's what we're told we're supposed to do.
right,
But do you think even doing all of those things, do you feel like you still mentally were a child?
I had childish mindset
You did?
for
What
especially when I was like thinking about what a family consisted of.
do you think a lot of people have childish mindsets even though they're not children? 18, 19,
Absolutely,
20.
absolutely.
So if
And you
people
don't gotta have a child. You know, I know grown adults who don't have like children who still like you look at them, you be like, dang, you 40?
yeah, and they say it like children.
They have, you know what I mean? They might go get up, go to work, pay bills and
Yeah.
things of that sort, but it's like certain things people can say or their actions that can be like, okay, you still need growing up in that area because some of us are grown in certain areas and we you know what I mean, we still have childish mindsets in
Mhm.
others. So it's like, levels. Everybody got strength and differences in different areas.
Why does it seem when it comes to sex, people are more childish than not?
I'm gonna say because we're not. I'm gonna say because we're not like educated the way we should be. Just like I told you earlier, you was like, have anybody told you it takes more than love?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like those are the conversations we need to be having with our kids at a young age about feelings. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because a lot of times nobody's discussing love to us. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Your parent might say, "Oh, I love you." You know
Hmm.
what I mean? You might go to your relatives and they say, "Oh, well, I love you." You know what I mean? But who is sitting down with us saying, "Oh, this is what you're gonna feel when you're initially attracted to somebody, or this is how you handle situations when you get in a relationship."
Hmm.
Nobody's telling us that.
Yeah.
Even couples who have been together need to go to counseling, or therapy and all these things, because unless you go out on your own and find a book maybe, or have meaningful conversations with people who can give you meaningful content, then who is really having these conversations about, oh, this is what the ideal relationship looks like, or
Hmm.
this is what should be the ideal solution when you run into this problem in a relationship. I
Mm.
mean, yeah, you sit around with your peers and talk about your relationships, but a lot of times it's just you talking about your problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't too much of, oh, that's the problem. Oh, well, let me try a solution. Especially when we're young. You know what I mean? We start doing it as we get older. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because we have learned from our experience. But I feel like who is really having these meaningful conversations to help us grow and have adult minds when we're talking about love and relationships? And hey,
Your parents should be having these conversations.
I absolutely agree.
And that's why I always say this. Our generation now is a result of a lot of failed parenting.
That's true.
Um, a lot of people are scared to actually tell their children what's going on, especially in the technology era, right? Even though our parents, we're the first group, our age range, we went from playing outside,
Mhm.
getting video games, cell phones,
Mhm.
social media. Like the technology in our lifetime, of our 30-year lifetime, is faster and more advanced in a shorter period of time
Right.
than any other generation, right?
Right.
So we got the not seeing it to seeing it and seeing where it can go, right?
Right.
So I think that fucked us up. One, the exposure to a lot of shit. Being able to see porn, like porn is, like I said, on the cell phone,
Right.
free, available. Back in the day you had to work to go and see
Yeah,
porn,
they had
sneaking
to,
somebody in the room, yeah,
try to
watch
see little squiggly
HBO, yeah,
lines. Oh
stuff
yeah, it
like
was
that.
work.
So
It was work.
like I said, a lot of stuff really mentally expose us to a lot of stuff that we weren't ready for, because when you understand exposure to sex at an early age really does fuck people up, right? And so,
Especially when somebody is not having those conversations with you about like the appropriateness of it. You know what
right.
I mean? That's why I feel like.
Right. Because I think, and that's why I ask you about shame, because if you say, I don't want to be referred to as a baby mama, it's other things in our community where people feel like, I don't want to be referred to. We have women that are very, very promiscuous, and we call those women whores. But if women be like, I'm not a whore, I'm not a whore, I'm doing what men do. But I can tell people this: men and women are not the same.
That's true.
One. And then two, we can both have sex, and we both can have sex as much as we want to. The issue when it comes to women is always going to be the outcome.
Right.
The outcome seems to be the issue. Women will literally know before they even have sex the first time. They would know men don't like really promiscuous women, or really wifing up promiscuous women that they know of that are promiscuous, right?
Right.
So, and a woman will really go out here, sleep around, get a bad reputation, and then cry about why no man is wifing me, why men aren't treating me with respect, why I can't find a good man or the man that I want. And it's because you had this reputation hanging around your neck. And it's like you knew what was going on, but then you're trying to change the outcome and take the shame out of being called a whore. I think that's a prime example of Amber Rose slut walk. You have Amber Rose slut walk trying to take the shame out of being called a slut and supposed to be woman empowerment. And then you see people going out there and interviewing these women who are out there. And it's like these women have like very low IQ to be thinking this and thinking it's empowering to be sleeping around like this. Why do you think in our society, especially us as black people, black men and women, why do you think women feel like they can do what men do?
Because nowadays we have to do almost just as much as men.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
With so-called being a baby mama. You know what I mean? We not together. So a lot of what our parents or their parents, because our parents worked, but you know how the woman stayed at home and the man went to work, you know, and we took care of the house and the man took care of the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Now we live in a society where we taking care of the house and we taking care of the bills.
Okay.
So I feel like it doesn't make it right, but I feel like now that we're put in that position, even if we are putting ourselves in that position to have to do both,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? With that, we're saying, well, why can't do this when I'm doing everything that I'm doing everything for myself. You know what I
Right.
mean? What makes me inferior to this man when I'm going out, I'm going to work, I'm paying all my bills, I'm taking care of my child. I don't got my hand out. I'm not running to the government. You know what I mean? So I feel like that might play a part.
I can agree with. I can actually agree with that. That thought. I can agree with that because I feel like it puts a woman more in a masculine frame to have to go out there and work, the hustle and bustle, the ups and downs, the struggle. Because women are meant to really be put up, kept in the house, protected from the world. And the only way men can truly protect a woman is if she's at home all day, in the house, protected. You ain't got to worry about going out there driving a car and somebody rear-ending you. You ain't got to go on Walmart and worry about a random bitch with a gun to your head like they
Right.
had in Mississippi. Or, the only way you can really protect a woman is her being in the house. The issue is, I don't think a lot of women, even if they had the option to stay at home, a lot of women don't want to stay at home.
I can see that.
So, and I think it's been ingrained in women's mind.
Even though I know a lot of women who say
I think it's ingrained in a lot of women that if a man makes all of the money and you stay at home, it's going to be some type of control there.
right.
And I don't know a lot of men that are really just controlling women like that, even when they have a lot of money or just doing stuff.
My
I,
ex,
huh?
my ex was like
But he was beating on you and stuff
that.
like
No.
that.
My Carrie dad.
Oh, he
Carrie
was
dad.
like that.
He was totally opposite than my first dad. Like he gave me everything I wanted. You know what I mean? Was committed. Well, committed
From what you know.
from the image.
Okay, from the image.
The outside image was very committed to me. Like I didn't have to work, but I chose to. You know what I mean? Just because I want to be a partner. I don't
Yeah.
want, you know what I mean? I want to be a partner. I feel like marriage and stuff is a partnership. And I had a child that wasn't his, even though he never treated my child like it wasn't his.
Yeah.
Like from the very beginning, and that's what one of the things that attracted me to him because I'm like, gosh, you know what I mean? You doing more for him than his actual father is doing. You know, so I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Our relationship is good. You treat me real nice. You treat my son and like incredible. Like, okay, I could do this. And that's why I was like, okay, well, you want to marry me? Cool. You know what I mean? We were like talks of having a child. You know, but then later on down the line, because you know, as time go on, people will show their true colors. And I was like, okay, it's too much confusion. You think because you can give me all this and you doing all this for me that what you do behind my back doesn't matter, but it does.
So you said your first baby daddy used to beat on you.
Mhm.
Let's go with that back to that. Your first baby daddy used to beat on you. What made you ultimately leave? Like, what clicked for you? What signs that you needed? What made you leave that situation?
I felt like he was gonna wind up killing me.
If you didn't feel that he was going to kill you, do you think you would have stayed?
Probably.
What gave you the feeling that he was going to kill you?
Just because he showed me that even once he lose control, sometimes he's not even in control. Like, you know, like I was like, okay, you won't intentionally try to kill me, but you'll lose control to the point where you will make a mistake and kill me. You know what I mean? I don't feel like in your heart you want to kill me. You know what I mean? I just feel like you young and you angry and nobody ever taught you how to deal with that anger or them emotions, and you don't know how to be in a relationship. You know what I mean? You just take it too far.
Yeah.
And so once like an episode happened when I said, okay, well you'll mess around and kill me one day. And it won't even be intentional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be just you don't know what to do with your emotions. You know what I mean?
Why was he like that? Why do you think that he was abusive?
No, like I said, nobody ever taught him how to deal with his emotions.
Mhm.
Nobody ever taught. And then he came
What
from
was his background?
he came from a 2-parent household. That's what's so crazy to me. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
did he see his father? Did his father be his mother though?
no,
Okay.
not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I know them and I've been around them and they older, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So his dad always been in his life. His mom always been there. Both of them, you know, worked. They lived in the house. They never, you know what I mean? So it was just a lot of, I don't even know exactly why he turned out the way he turned out. You know what I mean? Because it's still baffling to me. Like, wait a minute, you can't. To me, I'm coming from a broken home because my mom and my dad divorced. You know what I mean? My dad was way in New Jersey and we was in Alabama, so you know that's limited how much we're gonna interact or whatever. So I'm thinking you coming from this 2-parent household, you okay. You know what I mean? But that's a misconception too. Just because people come from 2-parent households and they parents marry and they seem stable, do not mean people do not deal with their own issues. But I don't think anybody.
That's true. Hold on, before you get that off, that's true. But kids do fare well statistically with 2-parent households.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Even though just put out there, I'm.
But don't let the 2-parent household fool you.
Because I was under the assumption, oh, people from 2-parent households is just like they eat. You know what I mean? They is the model citizen because what you know what I mean? Why wouldn't you be? You know, that's in my mind, but naive. That's naive. But I don't think nobody ever told him how to deal with his emotions.
Yeah.
And because it wasn't just me. You know what I mean? It was other females who also went through it. But now I don't know. I'm not with him. I don't know where he got, but I'm feeling like he's better. He doesn't do that anymore. But we were young. We 18, 19 years old. And I'm living by myself. Like I got my own place because I'm pregnant and I know I need to take care of this baby. So we doing adult things and we still kids. We still got this kid mindset in a sense.
Was the police ever called in that relationship?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
You called?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
So you called the police twice in that relationship and you still decided to stay after each call?
Correct.
What were the police called for?
One time he took my car, so I had to call police for my car.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the second time we got into an altercation in front of his mother's house.
Okay.
So just to kind of diffuse that situation a little better, I called to try to get everybody like.
So it wasn't between you and him. It was like a family thing, or what?
The second time it wasn't between me and him, but the first time it was. But he took my car the first time, so like I had.
And why he took your car?
I don't know. He used to do crazy.
Why he took your car?
I get cut.
You know, let's talk about it. Why he took your car?
I'm not sure what go through his mind why he would take my car. Like I'm not gonna call the police because you took my car. He went somewhere on my car. Like he traveled from Montgomery to Troy on the car to get away, I guess. I don't know.
So hold on. You called the police because he took your car, but you didn't call him when he was beating you up.
No, not while we was in the altercation. Then he.
Why was the car the issue to call the police about instead of getting beat up?
Because I've always had the philosophy like if I'm not ready to leave, I try not to involve family, police, or nothing in it. Like my family didn't even know all this was going on. Because it wasn't like, oh man, I'm getting like no, because I know they're gonna feel some type of way about it.
Yeah. And
I know like, oh, I'm still dealing with it. And I didn't want to cause that rift between them. Like, you know what I mean? Bringing my family into it, talking about it. Oh, I'm so sick of this, yada, yada, yada. But then they watching me run back. And I knew it was gonna be confusing to them. And I just didn't want to put them through that. If that makes sense to you. For real, none of my family ever knew. Like for years, nobody knew. Nobody knew until like somebody outside of me and him told somebody, and then they found out. But I didn't tell them about this until actually I left and was gone for a while.
Ashanti said grand theft auto over physical assault, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like your mind was, I'm not gonna call the police.
Mind you, you know what I mean? This long time ago. You know what I mean? I'm 19, 20 years old,
But
21 years
like,
old.
but you did say you have a kid mindset.
Right.
So I guess
With that, you know what
maybe
I mean?
your position meant more to you than your physical.
Well, after I mean, the physical assault was becoming a norm. You know what I mean? Well, you don't know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, so I'm getting understanding.
It was becoming a norm. You know what I mean? Like, okay, a little scuffle, I'm gonna make you leave. We gonna be separated for about 2 weeks, or you're gonna be sorry, and it's a cycle. So you stealing my car is not part of this cycle.
Okay, so let's go there. The first time he hit you wasn't part of the norm, right?
No.
So why you didn't call the police the first time it happened when you called the police the first time he stole your car, though?
I don't know.
Because hitting wasn't part of the norm.
It wasn't. Absolutely.
So your excuse is it became the norm. So you wanted, so hitting is okay to become a norm, but it's not stealing your car.
At the time, that was like us getting to a physical altercation was part of the norm, but you taking my car was not. So at the time, I'm like, oh my God, he done stole
Ashanti
my car.
said, and you said he thought he would kill you. So
no. That's when you asked me what it eventually made.
So, but you didn't feel that initially.
No.
Okay, I got you.
No,
so,
I thought he was just like acting out like a fucking kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't know, you so in love that you letting everything just cloud your judgment all the time. Like it was.
So basically, he was hitting that button when you go too deep
For himself.
For you.
Sexually.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to really make my family work. I really did. I really swear to God. Like I was like, I came from a broken home. I don't want to come from a broken home. You come from a 2-parent home. You know how it works. You know what I mean? I'm with you. We got a child. We can make this work. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking. That's why I say a lot of it was childish because, like I said, just because you came from a 2-parent home don't mean you got your shit together.
Right. So
I'm like, I'm gonna make this work because my parents didn't make it work, even though my parents were in fact married. You know what I mean? From a very young age, had 4 of us. We all got the same mom and daddy. But I'm like, okay, my dad wasn't around for me because of a split. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure my son has this male present. Because I know I cannot be a man. I can't raise my son to be a man. So it's like it's really important for me to make sure that he has that man he need, not thinking I need a positive. You know what I mean? You need to be
okay. So let me ask this question: your first baby daddy was an abuser.
Correct.
You decided to have a kid with him, which ended up being a boy.
Correct.
You never thought one time before getting pregnant, I can't have children with you because you might raise a son to beat on women the same way.
He didn't hit me till I was 3 months pregnant.
So he only started hitting you until when you got pregnant.
Correct. Never had once put his hands on me, showed me that aggression till we knew I was like 3 months pregnant.
Okay. Why didn't you leave after he hit you knowing that you was pregnant and you know that's a high risk getting beat on?
At 19, I don't know none of that.
Okay. No, I'm just asking.
19, I don't know nothing about
this lifestyle. I know nothing about.
And
so we having it, and I hear a lot of women have this. I guess same experience.
Yeah.
And it might be something that a lot of women can understand and vibe with it.
I went to therapy. Like I said, I try to take responsibility for my own action. So I wasn't there saying, "Oh, I want to know why he did this to me."
Yeah.
Like, I want to know why I sat around so long allowing somebody to do this to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's all I talked about it. Like never bash and like even now, like no, because like you said, he didn't never put no gun in my head and say, "I'll kill you if you leave." Yeah. You know what I mean? It was just me having a mental gun in my head saying, I got to make this work. You know what I mean? We got this kid together. You know, I know you can do better. I want you. Me wanting him to do better at the time did not make him do better.
That was your own ego though.
Well, I feel like I can change you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's definitely your own
I just told you, I learned when somebody showed me who they are, I need to believe them the first time. It's not up to me to make them somebody they not. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, I don't care how much potential I see in you. If you don't see that potential and can act on it, ain't nothing I can do. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So
So while you were pregnant, were you ever fearful that he will raise your son after he hits you to be a woman beater?
I never felt that way. I don't know why. It just was strange. It was like,
Did you feel like he would be a good father?
um, he has his strengths, and then he also
I'm
has
saying
weaknesses.
while y'all were dating
I
before the
did,
hit,
I did, I did.
is he a good father now?
Decent, decent,
Decent.
decent.
Is there still some working there, relationship
For as
wise, for
I
the
communicate,
kids?
what you mean?
Like, far as y'all having y'all son together, is it still like some stuff y'all got to smooth out to be on the better?
We're working on communicating,
Okay.
just because, like, even though he doesn't physically like harm people that I have knowledge of,
Mm-hmm.
I think with him doing that, I think he also has like an issue with control. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because a lot of that physical assault wasn't because he wanted to physically harm me. I feel like he was trying to control me
Mm-hmm.
the way he wanted. And you know how people think, oh, if I hurt this person, I can beat them in compliance. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So it was a lot of that. So with us having to communicate for as our son, a lot of times, um, if basically we're working on him not having control issues for us how we communicate. You know what I mean? You can't make me
Mm-hmm.
communicate with you whenever you want me to. You know what I mean? Like, I'll communicate with you when it's pertinent to our child.
Yeah.
And especially with me living, you know what I mean, in a whole different state now, like, I don't have to constantly contact you. Cameron has his own phone. Call him. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
we working on that, working being more efficient with communication. Because it was one time where I was like, you know what, I need time away from the situation, and I totally just like blocked him, changed my number and all that because he still was like being verbally abusive. I'm like, this ain't helping me or him. You know what I mean? I'm his main provider, so I can't be in that situation.
So your son is 13,
Hmm.
your oldest. What conversations have y'all had about the way that you and his father parent him?
For it's like in the past or like
Just in
right
general. Just
now.
in general. It could be from, let's start when y'all first conversation about you and his relationship with his dad. When was that?
Like, how do they interact?
No, I'm saying, what was the first conversation between Cam and you and his father? What did he say? Like, why are y'all not together?
Oh, okay, okay,
Like what
okay.
was
I
y'all
got you.
what was his
So
first what age did y'all have his first conversation about the way that you and his father parent him? Why you're not together? Y'all
okay,
relationship,
so it was
all
about 6. I remember because we was
okay.
in the
How did
car.
that conversation go?
He cried. He did cry because he still, me and his dad had been together like his whole life up till he was like 5,
Okay.
and then that's when I was like, okay. So in his head, he was still holding out that we was gonna still be together.
Mm-hmm.
He was just used to always seeing me and his dad, and I would go get his other kids that he had. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they would always be at my house. You know, I'm like little mother goose because like in my head, I got to make this work. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? No matter what's going on, I got to have this 2-parent household. That was just like the ultimate goal for me back then. That was I
Okay.
said childish. You know what I mean? Because
No, I think
I mean, it's
that's
good,
yeah, I think
but
that's
not in
good.
that environment. You know what I mean? You don't need to be seeing me get beat up in a 2-parent household.
No, but did he see you get beat up in a two-parent household?
It's been times where he would witness like the beginning or the ending or just hearing stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because we was in an apartment.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, okay, like my needs don't, me needing to be successful at a 2-parent household does not trump safety. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So that, I'm like, okay. And that's how I explained it to him. I was like, you remember how daddy sometimes used to make mommy feel, right? And he knew, you know what I mean? I was like, do you want me to feel like that? And he was like, no. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
So that's the first conversation at
right.
6 years
And he was
old.
like 6. And he
Okay.
cried a little bit because he was like, "Oh, y'all not gonna, be together or whatever." And I'm like, "No, because I don't want to get hurt anymore."
Yeah. So come the next conversation about you and his father. When was the next one?
Probably when I like, okay, well, I was going through therapy or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, I feel like I'm strong enough to co-parent with this person again. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And so I think I was taking them to his house, dropping them out so they can spend like the weekend together, whatever. And I think we got into an argument. He told me to take Cam on. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So Again, I'm showing him like, hey, this why mommy don't reach out, or that what this why we can't, make up or be nice to each other. Cause that's what he's saying. Y'all can be nice to each other. I'm like, this why we can't be nice to each other. Cause it's hard to be nice to somebody who don't want to be nice to you. You know what I mean? So always trying to do it in kid friendly terms. Well, it's not me bashing him. Like, I never want to sit around my son and just bash his dad. Yeah, he ain't doing stuff right, but eventually he'll know that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
kids grow up and actually see
Correct.
who the fuck
Right.
their parent is. They
Right.
always say
So
that.
it's not my job to bash him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm just saying like what I don't want. You know what I mean? Like what I don't think I deserve to, have to endure.
Okay. So this is good. If you're watching on YouTube, uh Twitter right now, y'all make sure y'all follow the page. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the page, share the page. We got Destiny with us. She's giving us all the tea of her life. Being a Cam's and Kyrie's mother. So let's go here. Miss Wanda said, have you sought therapy for your oldest child?
Um he has, but once I took him,
Mm-hmm.
because the same place I went to, they also have children's groups for
Okay.
that. But once I took him, you know what I mean, like a few sessions, it seemed, because a lot of it happened like 5 and younger.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I tried my best not for him to see, even though I know he witnessed or heard some things or whatever. So, but it seems like I'm not gonna say he doesn't remember.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But all these years later, it just seems like, because he's been to counseling within the last 3 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because it was a misunderstanding at school or whatever, boys be boys. But once they talked to him after like 2 sessions, they was like, oh, he fine. You know what I mean? But me and him did go to a couple sessions, and they let him sit in with a group of kids. So that's why I said I actively wanted to know what was wrong within me that made me sit through 5 years of somebody beat me up. You know what I mean? So
Mm. Do you think? Do you see any of that in your son? The same things that made you sit 5 years plus through an abusive relationship. Do you see any resemblance of that in your son? You don't think he'll suffer anything like that? Let
nah.
women run over him or
I hope not. I don't
become
see it though.
abusive? You don't see it. Well, that's good. I don't want to go too personal with you, kid. I just,
Yeah, I don't see it. He real not like he's the thing in his dad. I don't know. You know how some men can have feminine love like traits.
mm-hmm.
I feel like he got too much of that. You know how
Why? Because he
sometimes
don't have a
women get
father around.
irrational
Yeah,
when we love people,
yeah.
or when we so called love people, or we feel like our feelings are involved. He got a lot of that in him.
That's because he ain't got no dad in that present.
He do got a daddy. That's what I don't understand.
A daddy that's some timing and a daddy that's that all the time is
All
different.
had him all his life.
So he had his son, so he stayed with his daddy.
Yes, yes.
When he started staying with his daddy,
No. You talking about Cam or Cam
Cam,
dad?
Cam.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about
Hold on. So you were saying your son has the emotion or
no
Cam's father?
Cam dad.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you know what I mean? Like how females sometimes act irrational.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When they feelings involved.
Was he closer to the mom or his daddy?
I felt like it was even, you know what I mean? Because he was real active in sports and
Yeah.
stuff. So his dad, the one who did all that, came to all his games,
Yeah.
all of these things. So I thought it was like a fair trade, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I said, both of them work. It wasn't like his mama got to sit at home with him or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought it was like a even pretty good little household.
Like he thought he was balanced out, basically.
I thought so.
Oh, okay.
I thought so.
So after a 13-year split, what made you want to sign up to do baby motherism again?
Well, it ain't again, because if y'all saying it, I already was a baby mama, so it's not like I repeated it. I'm
so
already in the act.
You can only be baby mama once.
Apparently so.
Oh, okay.
I'm learning these.
Well, what would make you want to go and have another child
out of wedlock?
Out of wedlock.
Oh, okay. Like I said, like I was stable with this person for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought we was on the way. planning the wedding, all that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna make it last forever. It didn't work out, and he just so happened to be my comfort zone, and I didn't want to get back into the streets.
Back into the street. What you mean back into the streets?
Like I was, you know what I mean. I had been in a relationship for 6 years, you
Mm-hmm.
know, so I'm single now, and I don't, you know what I mean. I don't know how to date again, so I'm like, okay, I just go back to my ex whenever I have sexual needs.
Mm.
I'm thinking I'm doing it right.
Ashanti
I'm
said
thinking I'm doing it
technically
right.
you become another man's baby mama. So you actually do become baby mama twice because you become another man's baby mama. I don't know.
I
What you
mean,
think?
listen. Everybody got different perspectives. I have learned that everybody look at things differently. You know what I mean? My way ain't 100% right, just like the next person's way ain't
Yes,
100%
we
right.
live in this my truth era, which is only one truth, but
Oh, who truth is that?
the truth. That's it. It ain't nobody's truth. It's the universe's truth. It's God's truth. It's the world's truth at sometimes. So it's either you did or you didn't. It's some that, and sometimes people feel like I can shape my reality the way that I'm thinking.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So it
I
just
guess.
it just depends. You
Right.
know, I'm just like I said,
Everybody got different perspectives. I've learned.
perspectives is a thing. It
Right.
is.
I've learned. You know what I mean? You can't get mad at people for thinking differently than you. You know what I mean? That's what make the world colorful.
Yeah, but thinking I'm gonna say this: even though people think differently, don't mean that it's right because we
I
got
agree.
so many people that are medicated, doped up, abused, beat on, hell, real shit. If you don't have the right prescription in your glasses, you're gonna see some shit that you ain't
Right.
even seen.
Absolutely.
So, a perception, your mind, all of that is a big thing. So we can't just be like perception is a good thing
Right.
and looking at things and being objective from all angles is a
Correct.
good thing. But like I said, there's still only one truth.
Right. That's why I said like
And sometimes truths can be synonymous or be in the same place at one time.
that is true. I
So
agree.
that's all I'm saying. So
I was just saying, like you know how people get aggressive because they way of thinking is not accepted by the other person. You know what
yeah.
I mean? I'm just not that type of person. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, you can feel some type of way, and I can feel some type of way, and you can feel like you're 100% right, and I can feel like I'm 100% right. I mean, we gotta, be like pointing out who right and who wrong,
Right.
because it might be right for the type of lifestyle I'm living, and what you say might be right for the type of lifestyle you live. You know what I
I
mean?
no, with the lifestyle, I think that might be true too. And also there are still going to be truths because there's only technically four types of humans.
Oh,
You
and
know,
like,
it's just really they can say it's only like four types. You know, you got the A type, B type, C type, D type, that type. You know, there's only and people fall into the category. That's why they make you take like little tests to see your personality traits.
right.
You ever took those?
Mhm.
And so they can kind of figure out what you are, what your strengths would be, spiritual gifts and things like that. So, like I say, even though it's perspective and lifestyle are a thing, it still depends on the truth and how you want to live it. I don't think nobody would say, do you think there's some people out here that will say, not perspective wise, but just over a mass, everybody, do you think they will say again, being in an abusive relationship is good?
Do I think somebody would say that?
Do you think on a mass scale people would
No,
say, okay, so
no,
that would be a truth? I don't
no.
think,
Right.
even though perspective wise,
It's probably a lot of people
there
who,
probably a lot of
right,
people would
right,
be like, oh, this is my life. I thought it'd be okay, just like you said, it became normal to you,
right,
and you thought you could just live until one day just another perspective came. This nigga could kill me. You probably didn't even
right.
think that far.
At all, right,
And then it came. Here goes another
right.
perspective because
Oh, you'll fuck
perspectives
around and kill me.
change
Right,
as we get older too.
correct.
How we view the world changes how we get older. When we get older, the things we
Absolutely.
go through, the people that we encounter, the ups and downs of lives, the ebbs and flows, the good shit, the bad shit, the random motherfucker that cuss you out at Walmart. And then you go back like, I wonder how did I get in this situation?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like you go back and you see it, you be like, damn, I really was in some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So, like I was saying, it just really depends. Question:
Answer.
would you do it over differently if you could?
Like starting where?
If you started over, no kids,
No kid, definitely.
what would be an ideal life for you having children? How would you want that to look?
Of course, I would definitely want a two-parent household if that would be possible, which it was.
It is
It is
possible.
possible. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot of you know, it's more of the other way than the right way, I guess you
Hmm.
could say. You know what I mean? So definitely that, and I definitely would have waited just a little while longer. I can't lie, I have enjoyed my son growing up watching me grow.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like it gives him a different perspective,
Yeah.
meaning he know that you can be in a place and then do better. And you know what I mean? Like he don't watch me graduate college, go to the military,
Hmm.
move, relocate. Like he's watched all that. He's been a part of it. And I just feel like with him watching me grind as hard as I have, it gives him that gem to be like, okay, I got this in me.
Hmm.
Cause I watched somebody model this for me.
All
You know
right.
what I mean? So I do like that he has that experience with me, but I wish I was more stable and established when I did have him.
Yeah.
It does make life easier. I will
Mm.
say that. You can get through it without that way, but it's just a harder road to travel.
Mm. And the reason that I ask is because even, not to say anything bad, okay, and nothing like that, but even being raising kids in a two-parent household, that shit is difficult.
Right. Right.
So having all of the stress, late nights, feedings, like it's a point now where you can't alternate a feeding.
Right.
That's a big thing. Like if you've been getting up 3 nights out the week, and then maybe the daddy
Hmm.
can get up maybe 2 nights, and then you swap
Right.
back. Like you had to get up for all the feeding.
Correct.
That's got to be difficult. You got
Right.
to get up for all the diaper changes,
Every single
all the
one.
bed
Right.
time rituals, tucking them in, make sure they eat properly, getting the food. Like all of that falls on you.
Correct.
All of that fell on you when Cam was 6, right?
Yes.
What made you think about doing that again? If you
Because
knew
I
that.
felt safe with my Kyrie dad. I felt like safe and secure.
Hmm.
I felt like he gave me stability, which he did financially. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And for it's like he gonna be in at all the events I need him to be at. He's gonna make sure Cam picking him up from school while I'm at class. Like he was doing everything. I was like, oh, I wish I
Yeah.
had like every gap that I was missing or everywhere where I was falling short. He was filling in that gap and making sure that I wasn't falling short. So I was like, okay, this this is a solid foundation. You'll be a great dad. You don't got
Hmm.
no kids. You'll be an awesome dad. You know what I mean? So okay, we said we're gonna spend our rest of our life together. Cool. We not ready yet, but we can get there. You know what I mean? Like, okay, years go by. Cause we was engaged for like 2 solid years.
Why y'all was engaged so long?
Because I was trying to, you know what I mean, be more reflective and not just say, okay, well, oh, I feel like we can just do this right away. Cause he was like, oh, I'll marry you tomorrow. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, well, no, let's just, you know what I mean?
So why do women, yeah, not just you, but why do women seem to date men for a long time without the goal being marriage?
I wanted to be married. I just felt like he was maybe rushing into it a little bit
How long
faster than
how
I wanted
long
to
do
do
you
it.
need to date someone to find out if you want to marry them?
It varies with everybody.
I'm asking you now.
How long do I think I need to date
Yeah.
somebody? Till they show me that we got a mutual understanding and respect. I don't know how long that take.
That's a bullshit ass
No, that's
answer. That was
not.
a
No, that's
bullshit
not.
ass
No, that's
answer.
not. No, that's not on game. Like
that was
on
a
game, that's
that
not.
was a
I
bullshit
swear
ass
that's how I
answer.
feel, man. Cause ain't no time. Ain't no
Sometimes
time.
this shit don't never come. You just have to do. You have
What
to
that
jump.
mean? What that mean? If we don't have a mutual understanding and respect, number one, we need respect. Now, come on, we need respect in a relationship.
Because that's what I thought too. Shanti said I thought engagement was time to plan the wedding. Like you should already know if you was going to marry this guy.
Uh,
Yeah.
he popped no bullshit. Now he popped it on me unexpected, which I know that's how it's supposed to work. Bruh. I know that's how that shit's supposed to work, like unexpectedly.
He popped it on you unexpectedly.
Yeah, but I know that's how it's supposed
So
to
he was
work.
moving faster than what you wanted to
Correct,
move.
a little bit.
So when you find out he was moving faster than you, did y'all have that conversation?
Yeah, when he was like, we can go to the courthouse. I'm like, no, we're not ready for that right now. Like, would have legit took me to the courthouse and married me. And I was like, okay, that's possible. I'm not above the courthouse. You know what I mean? Nah. I just feel like we needed more time. You know what I mean? Because we broke
So when
up,
you find
got
that you
back
needed
together.
more time and you decided to have a baby?
No, we had broke. That's years later. Cappy came like 2 years later after we broke up. After we broke up, remember I told you I didn't want to get back in the streets. So I was like, I'm just gonna go back to my ex.
So how long you and this dude together in total?
6 years.
Kyrie daddy.
Yes.
And y'all were on and off.
Yeah, we was together 6 months, broke up for 6 months. I moved back home, we got back together, and then we stayed together the rest of the time.
So off and on isn't signs enough if that relationship is gonna work?
No, not at the time. Cause I'm like, okay, we learning each other, we having problems. I'm like, everybody have problems in their relationship, right? Or am
I'm for me. This is me.
Oh,
now,
I was about to say
Cedric.
people don't have problems.
So I never done off and on.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I
That's a blessing.
when I date women, I tell them ain't no such thing as off and on with me.
Right.
If you ever get to the point where it's a breakup, we're gonna be done.
Done. Okay.
And so I let women know that because
That
I feel like
bullshit. That's very rare. You do know that.
I don't know because I don't date.
That's rare. I know a lot
women.
of people who like, okay, we break up, we had a hard time, then we get back together. That's why married couples will separate. I mean, that's the thing. You could be separated from somebody, but I don't want to get divorced. I just need a break.
Yeah,
Or we
see,
need a break.
I don't need. It. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I tell women that because I feel like off and on is typically to play games. That's how I feel.
Not we just really pissed off at each other.
No, I just feel like
you done made a big ass mistake.
No, I don't feel that way. I feel that I feel as if you can break up and get back together, y'all could have stayed together to work it out. Y'all didn't have to have no off and on. If it was something that big where we got to break up, but then okay, I can get back with you. Y'all could have just stayed together and worked through it. Did y'all actually take time to be at home every day or see each other every day to work through that problem, or did y'all just let time handle that problem? And what typically happens if it's that big of a problem, y'all get back together, the problem's going to arise again because y'all never worked it out.
Correct.
So if you have to break up because of that problem, it's just time to be done. Right. But I typically see women who do on and off, they want to just, it's off because they're going to go fuck around, see if they can find a better quality, a nigga with more money, a bigger dick, or some wild shit.
Or maybe the mistake is just that the disrespect.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's that bad to break up, it's
not because I'm trying to go out. I want my relationship to work.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's bullshit.
Feel safe. But
that's why it's bullshit.
Time, because you made a mistake.
If it's that big of a deal to break up, it's that big of a deal to leave. Okay. If y'all gonna get back together, y'all should have worked through it. I believe in working through stuff.
And once again, who sits down? No. Who sits down with 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds and had these discussions like this? Who said that?
I do. But like I said, all of that is perspective though, because how you grow up, me listening to you about your mindset, how you get in these situations is foreign to me. Just like what I just told you, like I don't know anybody that's telling, hey, we doing on and off, we done. You know what I'm saying?
As an adult, this is my first time hearing someone actually say, hey, if we have to break up and it's that big of a mistake, then we need to stay broken up.
Yeah,
that's very first time ever hearing somebody say, oh, I don't do no off and on.
I don't do off and on.
And
I don't
know how
that
translate to me? I don't give second chances.
I don't.
Like, okay, cool. And I understand that.
I don't, and I think that goes back. We in this whole era of knowing my worth. But why would you be giving a second chance to somebody if you know your worth? If a nigga play like this, some real shit. If I have a diamond, if
somebody else's feet, if empathetic and say, well, I know
I don't need to.
I make mistakes.
I don't need to.
No. Oh.
I make mistakes. I'm human.
Right.
But the mistakes it's very few mistakes that I think a person can make that they don't know will be relationship ending.
Right.
Cheating ain't no mistake. you fuck somebody,
You
that's
meant to
you
do
meant
it.
to do it. Spending up all our money in a relationship. You go on gambling and stuff like that. It would be an end of relationship.
It's an
Um,
addiction.
Deciding to go get on hardcore drugs, crack, cocaine, something that's not conducive to be around children, or your mindset to be around my children, it's probably going to be ending. But us having an argument on some miscommunication shit, if we got to end up breaking up over that, we're going to have a lot of issues going forward.
Right.
But the basics, I think, like I said, no, that's the truth. Like most people say, well, you didn't say nothing outlandish. I think those would be understandable reasons to break up with somebody. Cheating, crack, drugs, spending money irrationally, or not asking me about money, especially if we decide to combine our finances. Um, Doing causing harm to my children. If I catch you doing harmful things to my
Right.
children, it's not really a lot to really. Dating ain't that hard. People make it harder than what that is. Most
Say
people,
dating for you.
no, dating for anybody is not that hard. It's not. It's not. A lot of people, every woman that I felt like I had difficulty with dating is because those women thought they could change me or wanted to mold me into somebody
Right.
that I'm not.
Right.
That's always been my issue when it came to dating. You're gonna do this. You're gonna dress like this.
But women have that. Okay, and I've recently learned this within this last year how that's true. Like a man will tell you, "Well, I don't want to be in a relationship." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And instantly, in a woman mind, it's her job to change that man's mind about being in a relationship. Even though from the absolute jump, he say, "I don't want to
I'll
be
be
in
in
a
a
relationship,"
relationship. Yeah.
and then
I've had that.
and along the way, you doing relationship stuff. Now he done told you in the beginning, "I don't want to be in a relationship," but you're doing relationship stuff, and he's accepting it. You know what I mean? Because that's nice. It's nice. You being nice to me. You're doing nice things for me. And then when the man still living his single life, oh, now my feelings are hurt. But in the beginning, that man told you, "I don't want to be in a relationship."
Because
We
women,
wanted to feel. We got to feel special. We
a,
got to. Oh, we. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one who can change his mind.
a lot of that is women truly don't know their worth. And a lot of women are overpricing and overvaluing themselves. Nobody don't like to say that shit, but a lot of women are overpricing and overvaluing themselves. It's crazy that we have so many women who,
So not knowing the worth is meaning, oh, you. It's a called
because
inflation.
it's an ego thing. It's when you say I think I can change a man.
Right,
That
I'm
means
the one who can change him. He said that to 1,000 females before, but
I'm
I'm
the
so
one. I'm the
special.
one because
I'm the
you
one.
feel special
Right.
than you
That's true.
are.
And it hurts. It
And
hurts every
he's telling
time.
you that I'm going to treat you like I treat the rest of the bitches
Right, because
because
I don't want no
y'all,
relationship.
I don't want a
He
relationship,
take
or
from the heart.
all y'all are valued about the same. So I feel like if I leave you, I can find another you. And more women are like than not. It's not that you're going to meet a whole hell of a lot of just special women. It's just that special woman shit is rare as fuck. I'm just gonna
What
be
is the definition of now? What is the definition of a special
that, but
woman?
that goes. I'm gonna say this. That's subjective.
Right.
That's subjective, one. But when I'm in a group of men and a man is telling me about a woman and how feel like he found a woman that's special,
Uh-huh.
I can hear how he talks about a woman to know if that woman's special.
So it's not one particular trait. It's just how the man
I can
feels about
feel
the woman.
the man feels about him, but I can tell how he talks about that woman,
Okay.
how he moves, how he reverence that woman, how I can tell if I'm in a group of men and the man start talking about his woman, I can see the language that he says, how he moves, but it only comes from seasoned men. Like if he's a dude that's his first time having sex or something like that, then
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not going to
yeah,
take it.
yeah.
But if it's a guy that's seasoned, seen a lot of women,
Right.
and can actually pinpoint and decipher what's special, what's the quality I need going forward. This bitch do this differently. She's catering to me a certain type of way. She's soft, she's elegant, she's graceful. Um, she actually fucking listens to me. She doesn't try to change me.
Right.
She gives me my peace. Like we can sit around the house and vibe and kick it. And those are like a lot of good qualities that a lot of women don't have. Like even communication. A lot of women don't
Right.
have great communication skills.
Right. Because we want to be the head of the conversation.
Yeah, when most women do not have good communication skills, and I can simply say, I don't want to do that. Well, why you don't want to do it? Well, I got to explain it. I just don't want to do it. I don't. Sometimes,
Sometimes women be wanting insight. I'm not trying to convince you to do it. I just want to know what you don't like about it. So for future reference, I won't like think about activities that have that same quality. Does that make sense?
okay, Portia says, "Hey, baby, I want to go to the pumpkin patch."
Okay. You say you
I
don't want to
say,
go to the
"I
pumpkin
don't like
patch.
the fucking pumpkin patch."
Why you don't like it?
Why you don't like it? I just don't fucking like the pumpkin patch.
Is it that
That's
you
me.
don't like be outside? Cause what if I wanted to go
But
to
I'm
a
an
strawberry?
outdoors person. I don't like the pumpkin patch.
So it's just the pumpkin patch.
So she knows the pumpkin patch is the issue.
Okay.
Not going outside, not all the extra caveats that you finna put up.
I was just wondering. I want to know why you don't like the pumpkin patch.
Me and her been together so long, she should know that I don't like the fucking pumpkin patch.
Well, me being somebody who's not okay, so I'm like, okay, let's go to the pumpkin patch. You say, no, I don't want to go to the pumpkin patch, and I said, oh, well, I thought it'd be a cute little date. What would why I want to know why you don't like the pumpkin patch, because in my mind I'm designing a date, and then you say, oh, well, I hate the pumpkin patch. Well,
okay, and then you don't have to say why.
I just leave it.
Just leave it be. Oh. And you plan another day, and they say I don't like this. So now you got.
So what if I say I want to go to the strawberry patch, strawberry farm?
He said I don't like that either, and leave it at that. So now you got a list of things he don't like. Right. You're gonna eventually come upon things that he does like.
No farms.
And the thing is, in a relationship, there will be compromise. I don't like the pumpkin patch, but I went.
Right.
That's the compromise.
Right.
I went to the pumpkin patch. I said, hey, baby, I don't think Trey likes the pumpkin patch, but we're going to go to the pumpkin patch. Okay. She said this year, let's go to the pumpkin patch. I said, baby, I don't think our kids like the pumpkin patch. They're my kids. We play. Pumpkin patch is not our thing. Okay. The pumpkin patch was all for her.
To see if, but you do got.
I just told her. I told her Trey didn't like the pumpkin patch. We went.
Oh, right.
He didn't like the pumpkin patch.
Okay.
We went again with Crew this year.
So now pumpkin patch is definitely out next year.
Pumpkin patch is dead. And then you know what she says when we're leaving the pumpkin patch, because nobody's having enjoying their time at the pumpkin patch. Maybe we need to try another pumpkin patch. What the fuck? That is her answer. Maybe we need to try another pumpkin patch. What the fuck? I just told you I don't like the pumpkin patch. Oh, you think it's the location now? I don't.
Right, because you know.
No, it's because the pumpkin patch is all for her. It's not for me. It's not for my boys. You want to go to the pumpkin patch?
We want to have that mother experience.
And I say, and I wanted to say, if you like the pumpkin patch so bad,
go by yourself.
Go by yourself. Get your homegirls and go.
It ain't for us. We think it's for the kids.
It ain't for the kids. It's for the women. It's for the kids. You know how many?
We want to give our kids all the experiences.
Do you know how many women was dragging their whole family to the pumpkin patch? And I seen even daughters and sons just like, I'm so tired of this bitch. like women be just doing shit because they think this is what the family. We don't want to do that.
No, shit. This is what we think good mothers look like. Can we?
So let's talk about that.
Then. Can we say that? Can we say, oh, I want to give my son all these experiences? Because I have done a lot of stuff with my son. Like my firstborn, we have done. Everybody used to call me the extra mom. But you know what? Cameron always tell me, like, Mom, I had a pretty dope childhood. Like, you did so much. Like, yeah. And it was a lot of stuff that I listened to him, or I know my son because I spend 24 hours with him. So I know that these are the things that he liked. All his birthdays were centered around things that he liked. All the trips I took him on. Even I used to take to the go picnics. People like, man, people don't go on picnics. We do. You know what I mean? I got a picnic basket. You know what I mean? And even though the ducks scared him a little bit when we go feed the duck stuff, it's still something he would say, Mama, can we go on a picnic? Mm-hmm. You know, you just want to be that mom that
when women are extra. Women do it. They want the photo ops. And I get it, the memories too. But let's look at the real shit behind this memory. You got the picture with all smile big and have this cheese, but behind that picture, nobody wanted to fucking be there.
Right. I
fake smiling. This is fake as shit.
I understand.
And so the thing is,
we just want to be good moms.
Right.
My original point. We just trying to be good moms. And a lot of times people don't.
PVT Ramirez, hello, what's up? But yeah, like I was saying,
who gives us a manual saying these are the places.
But hold on, no, this is where I'm going. But this is where I'm going. This is where I'm going with this. So you are a woman in the house with 3 men. your things that you should want us to do should be centered around what the three men
And
want to
I
do,
agree. I
and not
completely
what the
agree.
one woman wants to do.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, even if you say I want to do this
But she had to
XYZ,
make sure the last man was in compliance. Now she know all three men don't like the pumpkin
but
patch.
then when you leave, when we all looking miserable leaving the
Oh, you
pumpkin patch,
said maybe
we
this the
try another
location.
pumpkin patch.
Okay.
So
I
that's
feel you.
that's what I'm saying. This shit is
Dang,
what
kids
a
normally
good what
like the
a
pumpkin patch.
huh?
What kind of pumpkin patch y'all went to?
The regular pumpkin patch. There was a lot of people out there, and then I don't
It
like
had the
places.
rides and the
Yeah,
slides.
I don't like being in a lot of places with a lot of other people kids too.
Okay, germs.
No, it ain't the germs. That's
Oh,
just people. People do not raise their fucking children right.
okay.
I, I,
Different
I
parenting.
yeah, I don't like that. But when I see children being obnoxious,
Yeah.
bumping into people, not saying excuse me, stepping on my
Right.
shoes,
Right.
pushing on my children and shit like that, like
Right. It bothered.
that
I mean,
bothers
right.
me.
It bothered me.
I don't like this shit. I don't
Right.
like how people, that they. So I've been around people who let their children cuss in front of them, and
Yeah.
just a whole bunch of wild shit. Like I don't like how other people parent their children.
Right.
So being in places with a whole bunch of kids
Right.
and parents just letting their children do what the fuck ever just because it's pumpkin patch or we
Right.
out here and kids are going to be kids and supposed to be have fun. I don't like that.
Right. I
Like
understand.
my children, even though you're supposed to be having fun and shit like that, like they need to have some type of
Structure.
manners,
Right. You
structure,
gotta have structure.
understanding other people's personal space and shit like that. Like,
Right.
no, I don't like
I
this
feel
shit.
you.
And so, like, it's a lot of stuff that go into it. But like I said, women, the look of being a good mother sometimes infringes on the house.
I could see that.
It does.
I could see that.
And you got, like I said,
I
you
could see that.
got three men in this house. So, and that's why she wants to have a girl so bad to try to even the playing field or stuff.
Right.
But if I had a daughter, she's just gonna do what the fuck we want to do.
Right.
She gonna want to be where it's fun at. Just
Right.
why that's why women don't go to the WNBA game. They don't want to be where this shit's boring. We want to go where it's fun, exciting. Everybody go to the WNBA. And women want to be around men, even if it's for just fun, because men are funny. That's where the
Right.
cool people hang at, or if it's a sexual reason. That's what women want to be at, where the men are.
Right.
Nobody goes to the WNBA.
Unfortunately.
Shit's boring. Have you been to the WNBA game?
I have.
How many?
Just one.
How many jerseys have you bought?
0.
Okay.
But I've never been to an NBA game and I don't have any NBA jerseys.
Well, I've been to a few NBA. I've been to the WNBA game. I went to the playoffs in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
The Sparks. No, it wasn't Sparks. It was LA.
I went to the one in Texas. Whoever is in Texas.
See, we don't even know their name. That's how garbage they is. But it was the Sparks, I think. No, that Sparks is LA. It was Las Vegas and somebody else. And we went. That was live, but it was it was playoffs.
Oh, I about to say it was playoffs.
It was packed, and they played music the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So it's different than NBA because you know NBA they'll play a little while and turn.
Yeah.
They kept that bitch rocking. The music was boom boom like you
Oh,
hear the
okay.
bass. So the whole time while they playing, that's what keep the game interesting.
Right.
because
I've been waiting for Cam to get older before I went to an NBA game.
Yeah, NBA games. I went to the one in Memphis. It was pretty cool. So new baby daddy number 2. Or your child's father number 2. How are you going to facilitate that relationship? How is that relationship going to get good, better?
Well, he's a good dad. I can't take that from him.
Okay.
Like, he don't slack it. Even with my son, Cam,
with the oldest two,
he
he
still do what he was doing from the get go. Even though we're not in a relationship, we're not straddling the fence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like got off of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know, cause he do everything like co-parenting wise.
Yeah.
I don't have any complaints. You know what I mean? And we are already hashed out, like, you know what I mean, not trying to have no bitter feelings towards each other just because it didn't work, or me trying to bring up why it didn't work. You know what I mean? You know, you made a mistake. I ain't gonna keep bringing up the same mistake, trying to punish you for it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are where we are, and we just move forward. This one is a lot easier than the first one.
So you say they total opposites.
Total opposites.
How do you vet men that you want to date? What is your vetting process like?
Now, which I have always tried this, it don't always work out best at the best way. I just try to be their friend first, like strictly being friends.
Why doesn't it work out?
Well, it's getting better because what's happening is I still let people pull me in situationships. You know what I mean? We
Is that
vibing.
is that your value?
No, cause we always wind up in a relationship. But what I'm saying is, I kind of get pulled into it without like agreeing to it. You know what I mean? Like we both doing relationship stuff for each other. We spending all this time together. You know, we haven't said we're in a relationship, but we're basically in a relationship. I call it situation.
So how can you not be friends? Why is it a struggle for you just to be a friend with a guy?
It's
You fuck
not
him
so
too
much.
fast.
No.
But then why you can't be friends with a guy then?
Because once we get past like, okay, we friends, we having a good time. I like you like me. We spend all of our friends free time together. Then it's like it's almost like an unspoken obligation. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm not talking to nobody else. You taking on my time. You know what I mean? And what I found juggling multiple like dating and it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It is like you said. You people make it complicated,
But
but
shouldn't you put that work in on the front end and date multiple guys to make sure you pick the right guy?
And that's what I'm saying. Like once I get into where like oh I'm comfortable with you, you know what I mean? Like I'm like okay, well let me just chill. Like cause you like you said, women know guys don't like promiscuous women. So now that I'm like linked up with you and we spending all this time together, I know that's something you don't like. You know, so I don't want to be that image. So now I'm like low key dedicating myself to you, even though we're not in a relationship as of yet. I know that's where we're going. And so that's why I said sometimes I get pulled into it without saying, oh, well, let me stop because I don't want to give you that image of me just being out here being promiscuous.
So Ashanti said, are you intimate with men who haven't given you the understanding that they want to be committed or monogamous with you?
Yes, I have had sex with men that I don't even want to be in a committed monogamous relationship with. I have.
But what we talking about the men that you
that
end up in the situationships.
Okay.
Why are you giving yourself to them if that's not the understanding that you want to be more than just?
Is it okay for me to have an understanding that okay, I don't wanna
Yeah, that's okay.
Mind you, it was a 13-year gap. You feel what I'm saying?
It's okay
it's
for
been
you.
times where I don't want no relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship with nobody, but I do want to have sex. You know what I mean? And every time I'm having sex, I'm clearly not getting pregnant. Because like I said, it's a 13-year gap between my children. So it's been times where I want to have sex, but I don't want to be with this person. You know what I mean? I don't want to, but I do enjoy having sex with you. Is that like a bad thing?
No, that's not a bad thing. It's the understanding. Do you get that understanding to the men?
Yes. With the people that I'm just like, okay, I just want to have sex with you. I don't want to be in a relationship. That's what it is.
Okay, so the men that you say end up in situationships,
right?
Why do you end up in situationships if you could just hold out on sex to make sure that
because it's not the sex that causes the issue, it's the amount of time and effort we're putting into what building a friendship, you know, and then we start blurring the lines between friendship and relationship.
If the lines get blurred when sex gets in a way.
That's what you feel?
That's what I know. I know that for a fact. You could be friend
because I can have sex with somebody and be like, you know, friends, not talking every day and stuff like that, and not feel that way.
But I'm
spending all this time.
But you muddy in the waters because you saying fuck buddy. You're talking about a fuck buddy. A fuck buddy and you been in a situationship is two totally different things.
I agree. Because I done said I don't want this from you. Right. But with this other person, I'm being friends with you on a more intimate level.
Intimate level because you're trying to get to know them, right?
Right.
Okay. The only way you're going to get to know them typically is not having sex because the sex is what muddies the water. And that's why you say you end up into a situationship because even though you should be like, hey, I'm getting to know you to see if we can go farther in a relationship to see if you could be my man.
Right.
Right. But it don't go like that because you're having sex and the sex leads to you spending more time together because women know that the sex is what keeps the man either make him leave quick or make him stay. Ain't no nigga just signing up to be your friend if he want to fuck. You think men just signing up? Oh, I want to be her friend, but I want to fuck her, so I'm gonna be her friend. You think men just signing up to be friends?
No, I think maybe the thought is I want to fuck her, but a lot of times do men ever have the thought like, okay, well, I'd rather be her friend?
Hell no.
I asked the question because it's
No.
people who
No, typically a nigga.
It's guys who I know who I'm like, it'll fuck up the friendship. You know what I mean? Because if I don't like it and you like it more than me or something like that, and I gotta
Okay,
tell
so
you, oh, it
typically,
was trash. I don't want your trash ass dick. So then I gotta
typically,
say that to somebody. They gonna still be my friend.
typically, most men that are your friend want to fuck.
Okay.
And the reason they play in the friend position is because one day you're gonna call them on some humbug shit and be like, "Oh, you know, my baby daddy make me sad," or "whoop the whoop, I'm crying." They
You
feel like
got
they
people for that.
huh?
You got people for that. You don't
It
go
might be
to
your it might be your friend. He might be the only one to answer the phone at night. You might be real distraught on some bullshit.
I don't know.
And nobody else answers the phone. He answers the phone, and then boom, y'all had sex, and that's what he be waiting for. Now,
See, I don't like trash.
I don't
ass
typically
shit,
think
so.
men and women can just be friends. Now, I have female friends, but I'm not attracted to none of my female
Okay,
friends
I
in
about to say,
any
right,
type of way. Like,
right.
if I had a female friend with a big booty, I don't think I can typically be friends with that woman because I
Okay.
typically like women with big booty, right?
I have male friends that I'm not attracted to like that either.
But yeah, because you're getting a time to male attention, and a lot of women like attention. That's why a lot of women. You can ask a woman now if a man came along and gives you everything you want: house, cars, babies, monogamy, everything. Would you delete your social media? Do you know how many people? Women,
Shit, I delete the fuck out my social media.
a lot of women ain't.
I do, but I do it regularly.
Yeah, but a lot of women ain't finna delete their
Shit.
social media.
In a
If she
heartbeat.
can get everything from a man, she's not deleting her social media
What?
because it gives her
Heartbeat.
that attention. And a lot of women need attention.
I do.
I'm telling you.
In a heartbeat
But a lot of women need attention.
with a click for that.
A
He
lot of
giving you
women.
attention.
A lot of people
He
want.
giving you attention.
But the women, the more attention, the
Then you
better.
just say
The more attention, the
everything?
better. The more attention, the better.
Nah.
Okay, I'm look. I done had this survey.
Nah. And maybe because I grew up, like maybe because that's one of the reasons I relocated. It was just too much in such a small environment. And I don't know. It was throwing me off. It was really disrupting my peace. And now that I live somewhere where nobody knows me,
Yeah,
it's I hate to say it, but it's real peaceful. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate to have to move away from people who know me or go radio silence on social media and stuff like that for that. But all attention ain't good attention.
oh no, I agree.
All
I
attention ain't good.
I definitely agree with that. But so we on the second baby daddy. Oh, your child's father. Let me make
Kyrie's
sure.
dad.
Kyrie's father.
Thank you.
Kyrie's father. So he's totally different.
Yeah.
Your vetting process is bullshit.
Why it's not? Cause we were friends. I really feel like us being friends is not the only reason. Cause I don't want to down him like that. But why we communicate so much better than me and Cam's dad.
Because y'all was friends first?
Yeah. Like,
or y'all just feel like you built a friendship?
Like we was friends first for a long time. And then like we was like, okay, well, we spending all this time together. That's why I said kind of situation.
But y'all was fucking though while y'all was supposed to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. That's not a friendship. You don't fuck friend when you pass that line of fucking, that's not a friend.
What is it? Oh, but
it's either a fuck buddy relationship. It's not a friendship.
Well, call it a relationship.
Okay, well
it ended into a relationship anyway, so
okay.
Relationship it is.
So, exactly.
Boom,
so your vetting process is bullshit.
It ain't.
Going forward, how would you look for a man? What are the qualities you look for in a man?
With me having sons, I look at it like I'm dating for me and my sons now, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Like I'm dating for me and my sons, which I feel like is a better approach. I'm still going with the friends thing. You know what I mean? Like I really just want to get to know people because you only can hide who you truly are for so long.
Okay.
So I'm heavy on that where like would I want my son to basically be in this person's presence. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Do I feel like this person could be a potential father figure for my sons?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Those are the things that I kind of look for. And if you don't check those boxes off, then I'm not even looking your way.
Do you want to date again while you have a child that young?
I I don't, you know what I mean? That's why I haven't.
Mhm.
And I'm just
So how long? What age do you think you want to start dating or trying to date? How old would Kyrie need to be?
two.
At least two.
At least two.
Why 2 years old?
When I'm in like mommy mode, it's just like I need to give everything that I got
Mhm.
because, like you said, I'm the only person who got to do all these duties. So a lot of times I don't even have the time or energy
Mhm.
to even date. Just to be completely honest, like
Yeah.
I suck at texting back because I could fall asleep at any point in time. I'm not going anywhere. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm my son's food supply. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I'm not going out. I'm not finna be out in the club getting drunk all the time. You know what I mean? So right now I'm limited anyway, just
Yeah.
because of my responsibilities.
Yeah.
So it's just not like something on my like, oh yeah, I just wanna go out and be in the presence of guys. No, I'm okay. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like right now, it's just my preference that I'm okay right now. You know, when he get a little older and a little bit more independent, maybe. But as of right now, it's just like I got enough on my plate right now.
Yeah. Do you want to get married? Is marriage something that you
If
want to
it's
do?
in the cards, I would love to have a partner.
Do you? So you want to get married?
If it's in the cards,
Ain't
yes,
no if it's in the cards.
yes,
Do you? Yes or
yes,
no? Do you want to get?
sure,
You want to get married?
sure,
Okay. So
sure. Because society tell me that.
see here. What you mean society tell you that? So you don't think you have to be married?
I'm not. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like I'm just
Okay. So
phenomenal
but
at
the reason.
everything.
Okay. So let's talk about.
I'm not married, but I'm not sad or I'm not feeling like my list is light lit my life is less because I'm not.
I didn't say
You know
any
what
of
I mean?
that.
So I'm not saying like, oh my God, this is my ultimate goal in life. No, because you can be married and not be happy.
So the reason I'm asking and having these talks because we know children fare better with two
Right.
parent households, right?
If it's a positive environment.
We know that. You gotta add that caveat in there. We
Because
know.
that was the whole reason I was trying to hold on to. Because I'm like, oh yeah, my son won't. I'm basing his success as and my success as a mother as I gotta have a two household. But I was
Hmm.
doing more damage to him staying in an abusive relationship, letting
Hmm.
him. You know what I mean? So that's why it's not like, oh, I just got to be married because I had that childish mindset of, oh, this is the ultimate goal. This how I'm gonna measure myself as a parent by
Hmm.
having this. Like I'm a little older now, and all situations like that aren't best.
So dating somebody, how long do you wait to introduce them to your children?
Long time.
What's a long time?
Probably about a year.
I think a year is good.
Yeah, I'm real like, cause I don't want temporary people around my kid.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Do you plan on having any more kids?
No,
So you done for sure.
I feel like I am. The only reason I haven't got my two start is because like I don't know what the future may hold, and I might meet somebody who I want to marry, and I don't want to just be like, oh well, I got my kids. You know what I mean? What if
Yeah.
you don't have kids? You know what I mean? So
Do you think there's a lot of childless men looking for women with kids?
no,
No.
I don't. But
You never know. You
right,
know.
right. I don't.
I don't think there's a lot of men
Right.
looking for that, but it just depends on the woman, how she looks,
Because I did find somebody.
how good that
You know what I
neck
mean? Because
is,
Kyrie
all
daddy
that.
ain't got no kids.
He ain't got no kids.
Kyrie is first.
Oh dang. So he didn't have a kid and you had one.
Mhm. And Cam, we was young, but he only had one before mine.
Okay.
So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
yeah,
So
I wasn't just like, oh, I would try to hold out.
so you don't know if you're gonna have any more kids.
Nah,
Okay, so if you have kids again, would you try to shoot for marriage with that one?
definitely.
Because society tells you so, or you feel like it'll be better, something you want to try out, something that you could do,
I would
or
like to try it out to see if it's, what I mean, what since I mean, of course, I've been raised up to believe that a two parent household is the correct way of doing things.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I still had that belief in my head, even though I'm currently raising sons who are not in a 2-parent household. And yes, they do fare better, but like my oldest son, he does excellent in school, maybe because I am an educator. You know what I mean? Like, it's not things about him that I was like, I can pinpoint and say, oh, you know what I mean? You have this deficit because you didn't grow up in a 2-parent household. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see those signs or anything like that. So I can't tell you, and I grew up in a 1-parent household. And even though I feel like certain things could have done better because of the issues my father was having, I don't think growing up with him would have been conducive to my childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm like,
So where's your father?
he's in New York, Jersey.
How is your relationship?
Um, it's not as good as it should be. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Well, he like I said, my mom and him was married for years. I am number 3 out of 4 kids, and he got strung out like in the 80s. So he got strung out on crack in Jersey in the 80s. That's what made my mom move to Alabama and divorce.
Oh, so he crackhead.
No, not what he was. And they say once a crackhead, always crackhead. So, but he's been
you
clean
never know when
for.
they gonna relapse. But I ain't
he's
gonna
been
say
clean
that. You
for.
can have redemption.
He been clean since I was 13.
Okay, so that's good.
But once he got clean, I guess with him.
And see, that go back to my list. As long as you ain't doing drugs, see.
Right, my mama left. That's why my mama left. It was just that. Well, that's a big issue. You know what I mean? That's a big issue.
Yeah.
But once he got clean, it was like he felt we were better off without him. I don't know if it's like the shame or the guilt of choosing drugs over your wife and kids. You know what I mean? So we don't have a really good relationship. Like, it's more of like, I got his number and I can call and talk to him if I want to, but you don't have that connection that you have when somebody has been like actively raising you. My uncle is more of a father figure than my actual dad. Yeah.
So when the last time you spoke to your dad?
When his mother passed away.
How long was
October.
that? This year?
Last year.
Oh, 2021.
Yeah.
So it's been over a year since you talked to your father. Is he in good health?
Last time my mother checked on him. My mother still checks on him.
Does she still love him?
I think so.
Oh. Has he remarried?
No.
Has he got any more children after y'all?
No.
Oh, well, that's good. As long as he can go back and have more children.
It's just us.
And how many of y'all is it?
It's 4 of us.
Same mom and daddy. Well, that's good. I'll see, but that's decent. You don't want to have your father being on drugs, of course.
Right.
Every time somebody tell me, this might sound bad, but every time somebody tell me their parent was on drugs, it always made me think of the Kevin Hart special.
Right.
That type of stuff.
The 80s was them 80s, boy. That crack epidemic.
I dated a woman that was my first wife. Her parents are both crackhead.
Right.
And her daddy used to pimp the mama.
Right. That's not right.
And she was supposed to be a little different, but ended up being just like her sisters. Like, one of her things she used to say, I don't want to be like my sisters. I don't want to be like my mama. And so she kind of tried to be differently, but ultimately still ended up being like that.
They say if you plant that seed in your head, then you'll sometimes be what you say you don't want
to be. And yeah, that's ultimately what happened. She just ended up becoming the same picture. All of it. 6 girls.
Oh,
it's the mama, 6 girls, and the daddy. And the daddy used, like I said, pimp the mama, right. All that, get crack, all this other type of stuff, and cheat on her, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So
pimp.
Yeah, yes, Ashanti pimp. He's pimped the mama, but that's not a crazy story. Hearing it when I first heard it when I was 18, 19, about her telling me about her. Yeah.
Nah, because it's different. My dad was strong out on crack. He was a great dad before he was
clean.
He was an awesome dad.
So he wasn't always on crack. He just got strung out one day.
He was a merchant marine. You know what that is? Basically people who get on cargo ships. Okay. They go to different countries and bring back cargo to the United States.
Okay.
And months of, on the ship, I guess a lot of people was experiment with the different drugs, especially in the 80s. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And that's how it
Oh damn. Okay. I ain't never heard
happened.
of merchant marine. So.
They the people who, that's what they used to call the people. I don't know if they still call that now, 30 years later, but that's the people who used to get on the ships and go, because he's been like to Tokyo 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And he's well traveled. He's a very smart man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you went, that's why I cracked that stuff coming. Well, back then it came in all different,
Yeah.
like now you think of a crackhead, somebody who doesn't have any education, they don't know no better. But
Yeah.
back then it was like all walks of life.
Yeah, because it was
Especially in big cities like New Jersey, New York, and shit like that. So.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand fully. But like I said, I actually seen, and then dealing with her and listening to the stories about how when their parents got strung out, she would go stay with uncles, and one of the uncles touched the older sister, and a whole bunch of shit going to foster care, and then people trying to split them up, and they stand in different households, and having to try to check on your sister and listen to their story, because you might be in a good house,
and
they might be in a bad house. You know what I'm saying? So listening
Yeah.
to these stories, I'm like, okay, this person, from what I was seeing, she was caring, she was sweet, she was, fun girl. She never had like a I hate the world type of mentality, or you don't know my struggle type shit. It's like you never even know this person comforting. She was like I said, bubbly,
You
nice.
try not to use it as no crutch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She didn't have it. But her sisters had everything that you would think, oh, my dad ain't shit, so that's why I'm like this. Like, no, with her, she was totally different. But they all were very, very sexual.
Right. I can see that.
They all were extremely, extremely sexual. And honestly, that's one of the reasons that I liked about her, because when we got together, she was a virgin, right?
Right.
And her being a virgin, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And we had sex, whatever. And it was a person that I felt like sexually I could do whatever with. Like,
her being,
huh?
But her being a what you mean by that? Because if she's a virgin, that means she's inexperienced.
She's inexperienced, but I just opened the door.
Oh, but that don't necessarily mean that she gonna like everything you open the door to. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I got what you're saying,
okay.
but
Kind of confused.
No, but no, this is what I'm saying. If you come from a background of having people in that sexual past, a lot of times it really ain't no off limits sexually. You get what I'm saying? And I honestly, like I said, I was young at the time. I ain't understand, but it was like, yeah, this person's fun. We have good sex a lot. She's doing everything I need sexually. Person was a great cook and shit. Like, she had great qualities.
Right.
But like I said, I was just opening the door.
Right.
So it got to the point where she was started wanting to go fuck other people.
Right.
And the thing is, with that relationship, what was so funny about that relationship, before I caught her cheating, I was like, hey, we both kind of young, being married and stuff. Do you want to explore? Like, do you want to explore a little bit? I was like, I can go do my thing, you do your thing, but we still together, and I'm giving you like green light. We can do 6 months or whatever. Like, this is what I'm telling this person. Like,
even though you don't believe in off and on,
it's not off and on. We together. I'm saying, hey, we still together. We're not off and on. Just your time to explore, do what you want to do. Because you are a virgin. And it ain't real shit. I had some chicks I wanted to knock off at that time. So, and I don't really want to do no threesome type shit. Like, that ain't really something that I want to do. I don't want to fuck a bitch with my girl. Like, I ain't what I want to do.
Right.
Because I don't want nobody watching me. And I'm like, oh, I can't do it like this. I can't be too. No, I want to fuck this bitch by myself.
It's too
much
work.
Yeah, I want to fuck this bitch by myself. So I'm like, you know what? Go and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Go do what you want to do. And no, not an open relationship. It was just open at the moment. And I was okay with that.
I don't know.
Like, and I was gonna be cool with that. And then it's like, no.
So once you open the door for something, it's kind of hard to close.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You never introduce friends to your children,
especially if the father is in the line.
What you feel? Because
what do I feel?
Because what if me and this person been together, like been dating for a long period of time, and then we want to go to the next step? Well, they did say friends. They didn't say They didn't say.
Well, you
spouse.
use the term as friends though. I think that's why they're using the term
Well,
friend
no, you asked me the question about how long do I date somebody,
before you introduce them
right?
to.
And I
But
said
then
a
you
year.
said you said you typically try to use the friend route first.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I want to be your friend first.
Right.
And I want to be your friend first.
But your friends, you fuck your friends.
Not all my friends.
But you say y'all that's how y'all typically get in situationships because
Yeah,
you
but
try
that
to be
don't mean I
friends
fuck
first.
all my friends.
But I didn't say all of them. I said you fuck your friends that you trying to be in this situation with.
Right, the ones that I'm spending a whole bunch of quality time with.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, that's kind of open up the door to that.
Right.
Because we spending time together, we fucking.
Yeah, that's
kind of
typically when a healthy man and woman spend a lot of time together alone. It's typically gonna be like that.
Right.
You know, even I think sometimes even if these people ain't necessarily sexually attracted to each other, I just feel like sometimes it's like you wonder, like I want to, this. You might have an ugly female friend, but I want this ugly motherfucker. That's a good pussy on. You know what I'm saying? Like you might think that. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be shit like that. Or your
I'm
friend.
a little bit. I think I'm getting older because it's like that type of thrill. You know what I mean? That curiosity, that something that intrigues me. That sometimes used to
when
make
it comes
me do
to sex,
things.
hell, we old as shit. We had enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like now, I'm like, I ain't even that curious.
Yeah, because when you get older, shit, keep it real. And when you get older, pussy don't even hit the same way.
But I ain't even that curious no more. Like,
right? Because what
cool.
else? What else? You have to actually get some new coochie that's really, really just mind blowing. She got to be doing some wild shit.
Yeah. At
this point in our lives, she has to be doing some wild.
That's why I ain't like
ass shit. Like that's because if she just having regular sex, yeah.
Right, you done did that.
Yeah, we done
did that already.
Yeah, but if she got like ropes and hanging from swings and got machines that you turn on like you see in porn, and she like 50 Shades of Grey.
Right, because you ain't never seen that.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You don't see that type of stuff. But nah, hell no.
But that's what I meant. Like I ain't just, you know what I mean? Like I said, I ain't just it just the chances of having, as I call it, trash ass dick is too high. You know what I mean? It's too many people who don't know what they're doing, and I just like you say, you gotta know.
Hold on, y'all, but y'all be so full of shit, and I'm gonna say that because you're talking about okay, I agree. The chance of you having trash ass dick is high.
It's high.
It is. I give you that.
It's super.
But I done threw out a lot of trash dick.
Right, and I don't be want to waste my time like that. You know what I mean? Like I spend my money because I can go find another way to get it. Yeah. But my time, once it's gone, it's done. You know what I mean? Yeah. So wasting my time now is way more valuable.
I've definitely thrown out more trash dick than good dick.
Right, and that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's because. But my trash did come because I'm selfish.
Right, but still, it's still trash.
Yeah, but not
so now I'm to the point where I just keep it to myself because I'm just too old for trash ass dick.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like at this point in my life, I'm not because younger me, it's like I'm just trying to bust a nut.
Right.
I didn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you tell your friends, unless this is my only time I make sure I show out. If you got fine friends, if I see you got some fine friends, I'm gonna make sure I show out because I'm gonna try to hit the whole clique. If the friends fine, you're gonna get some good ass dick. But if I see your friends, if I see 3 of them, they kind of big or they ain't that cute, nah, I'm just gonna get the trash dick. And you better. The reason she got trash dick because her friends. That's the crazy part. If she got trash dick, it's all because of her friends.
That's fucked up.
But I'm just saying, she got trash dick because her friends. Now she got fine friends. Your fine friends gonna make you get good dick.
Period.
So
okay.
See how that shit work? But it makes sense though.
I'm finna have to start like having a whole group of bad bitches around me.
Right. You know, you have a group of bad bitches, you're gonna get some good dick.
Now that I know that might be key.
Yeah, that is key.
Too, like I said, it's too like now we older, man. It's just the possibility of the trash ass dick.
Yeah, it depends. But you can't. That's our issue now, though. A lot of us leading with sex. That's how we have a baby mama, baby father culture. That's why I told you it's a lot of people. A lot of people take shame out of it though, because shacking up. You were shacking up with these people too.
Yes, we live together.
Even that would be shameful. I remember growing up in church.
Shit, common law marriage. Them folks told me I couldn't even report my car stolen the time he stole it because we had been together so long.
Yeah, but they don't do common law no more. They stopped
yeah,
it. Well, at that time, but that time, yeah, but yeah, they stopped it. But
even the law didn't call it shacking up. You know what I mean? I'm like, how y'all? I'm telling y'all, this my car. Like,
yeah, that was back in the day. They making sure people get married now.
Yeah,
but the thing is, I remember growing up in church. If you have two musicians that's shacking up, they can't even be in the pulpit no more. What? Yeah, they. I remember they. I ain't gonna. Somebody close to me told them that, hey, both of y'all is in front of the church and people are talking about how y'all live together. Is either y'all get married or you need one or the other has stepped out of the pulpit.
What they do?
I think they got married. But they divorced now though.
But because they got married because somebody told them to get married.
Right, a lot of people get married because people tell them to do it because they think that's right. Shit, I got married to my first wife because my dad told me I need to get married because I was up in heavy religion, shacking up shit. Oh. But at the point, me and her, neither one of us was talking about getting married. We didn't even give a fuck.
Somebody just told that.
Yeah, it was like, y'all need to get married. It's like, oh, do you want to get married? She's like, yeah, we can. You know, we living together. It was like, It wasn't like no enthusiasm in it. It was like, yeah, I guess we can. And so we just went to the courthouse and got married, and it wasn't nothing. It was like, looking back, like, I shouldn't did that. And like I said, literally, our relationship was sexual driven. Right. When I was like, hey, when you young, I understood that it was sexually driven. Right. And our neighbor at the time that we had, like, I was trying to hold out because I always tell women I don't cheat. Like, I ain't never been no cheater. I always tell women, like, get them out or get them open or tell them, hey, I be thinking about the pussy sometimes, shit like that. Right. And so our neighbor, she was so fucking fine. And that bitch used to flirt with me. Oh, hey,
because you married.
I don't know what it was. I was gonna knock her off. I was gonna knock her ass off. Okay. It was even if she didn't cheat on me, I was gonna knock her ass off. Oh. It was coming. Oh. She used to flirt with me, do a little shit, and my wife used to get upset. And then the whole time you upset, you out here cheating. Like, what the fuck you?
Oh, cause y'all in my face. You can't do it in folks' face.
But that's the bullshit because we could have been together and you could have still fucked this nigga and let me go and fuck the neighbor. Right. Because I told you we still was gonna be together.
But that just sounds like a trap though, too though.
What? If I said you can go be with somebody else?
Don't it kind of give you? I mean, I ain't saying not saying coming from you. But let's say, a woman.
Like, on the average, it might sound like a fucking trap.
It's a trap.
You're right. You're right. I give you that.
Like, who the fuck gonna be like, oh, okay. Let's do this. I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna.
So,
you set me up.
On average, you're right. On average.
You're right. You would set me up.
It sounds like a setup. Yeah. But if you know me, like, okay. But I'm saying, people that know me know if I say some shit, I mean that shit.
Right. But
I'm okay with it.
That's still
like Portia 2 days ago asked, she said, how often do you think about other pussy? I said, probably I think about getting some new pussy every other week. Yeah, like I'm just honest. Like
I'm just saying that's scary though. That's scary. Your spouse be like, "Oh yeah, you can do this," and then you do it. They be like, "Ha, caught you, bitch."
You know what I mean? I don't play games like that.
Right, but you know,
I want to be with somebody that I can feel like I can get in a life of fulfillment, because that's what I think a lot of people do cheat because they don't feel like they always fulfill, or they feel like they can find more fulfillment. And sometimes just because you say no is the reason why people do a lot of shit. Right. When you open that door, most people ain't gonna do it because they don't have that restriction. Sometimes the restriction makes us go out there and do the things we just think about being a parent. How many times your parent told you not to do something? Oh, this old nigga don't know what they talking about. Oh, this old motherfucker don't know what talking about. They do X, Y, Z. I can do it too. That's just the rebellious nature of humans. Sometimes you have to take that out. And like I said, at that time, I'm 20 years old. 20. Right. 21, married. And nigga in the best shape of his life, doing a lot of shit, and bitches here, riding around. I'm like,
you had a lot of attention too.
Yeah, shit. I'm like, God, good, damn. Huh? Yeah, I was a little bit attention. Yeah, that attention. I wanted to go knock these hoes off. Right. I had some, and this is crazy too about my first wife. We would have me and her probably would have fucked bitches together. It would have came down where we would have been fucking them hoes together. And the reason that I say that is the conversations that we had centered around other women.
Okay.
Right. and it was like we was there, and that's why I told you, like women that are very very open sexually, I would now older that I know now, I would not date them. Like who I would call my wife would be somebody that has some type of reservation about doing something. Like if she's okay with me doing, let me do this. Okay, let me do that. Okay, I don't. That's not a person that I'm going to date.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That'd probably be some fun girl, fuck buddy, that type of shit. But my wife, nah, I need her to be like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or necessarily not on the strength of never. Hey, let me think about it.
Right.
Let me just her being so gun ho on it.
Yeah.
It's like either somebody done did this shit to you before, and you've been waiting on me to come around that corner to do the same shit, or
Or
you've
you
been,
just
you
want to
know,
do it yourself.
yeah, you've been dying to do it. You know, like I said, I don't set people up like that. I don't play games where I'm asking a question to see, oh, I got you, bitch.
Yeah,
Nah,
got you.
that ain't me.
Okay.
I ain't never.
But that's still, like I said.
No,
fuck,
I understand fully.
scary.
I understand fully, but see,
If I say yeah, you got more questions.
but see, that's why even with dealing
Now you
with
say
people,
yeah, I got more questions. Like who the fuck you talk to? You know what I mean?
but see, that's why when dealing with people, you got to know how to respond to certain
Right.
things, and that's why I do take my time and understand. Like, oh, I got to remember this response.
Yeah.
Because she could have been. Well, you know what? Let me think about it. I don't want to say no yet, but let me think
Right.
about how I feel about it.
I
And then
feel like her
she could
obligated as a wife. The wife answer was no.
right, but I don't play games like
The
that.
wife answer was no.
I don't play games like, and that's what I.
Society normal.
That's the
wife
crazy.
answer.
But that's the crazy part about me and my first wife is I'm giving you the green light. You know I don't play games like that. I
Right.
know the wife answer,
Right.
but you gonna move sloppy enough to still get caught cheating? Like,
yeah.
like, the fuck. It feel like now you're using me because I'm giving you this green light to do what you want to do. We say we're gonna do 6 months. You go fuck whoever you want to fuck. I don't even need to know. No
Right.
children, no STDs. We good. Same with me. I ain't gonna have no damn kids.
Right.
I ain't getting no STDs. Whatever. We good. I'm not playing games like that with you for us to just for it feel like you using me on some shit where you could just be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's hard. Be honest.
And because cheating, typically when women cheat to me, a lot of times the man that they cheating on is providing them a lifestyle that they want. But then when they start cheating, it's because they have other sexual desires, but they don't. The wife answer, like I said, she want to keep her wife status, the lifestyle that she has, but still want to go get some other dick. But you don't want me to get no other pussy because it's still that fear. What if I say yes and he gonna meet some pussy that's better than mine?
Right.
But I'm not a nigga that move like that. Like I'm not gonna be on some. Oh, her pussy better than yours, so I
It
gotta.
ain't always about pussy. It's sometimes about the relationship.
Yeah, but I'm not. But that's the thing.
You ain't going out there.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm not going to even know about a relationship. How am I? I'm fucking these people.
Right.
It takes a lot for me to get into the mode of this is the person I'm in a relationship. I'm not gonna be laying. We still gonna be together. I'm not laying up spending the night with these bitches.
Right.
And shit.
That's the key.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm here.
So that was my whole issue with my first part. Like, bitch, you could have. The fuck is you doing?
That's tricky.
Yeah, it's true. Like I said, I agree. We both on the same page of that shit.
I try me a motherfucker. Hey, you go and see what they say, and then I'll be like, cool. I'm gonna be cool. And then that thing though.
So would you be cool marrying somebody and be in an open relationship?
Yes. It
Why
just
is that?
Our open relationship just would have
what an open relationship look like to you?
See, I don't know if it would be really open though. That's the
What
thing.
you mean?
Because I would have to. I don't know why, but I would just have to have a lot of understanding and knowledge about basically what you're doing.
What he's doing?
Yes.
What you mean? What do you have to know?
Like everything.
So you had to know all the details for his open relationship?
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't want to do that.
See, that's what I said. Like,
so you gotta know who he fucking, how he fuck him, all that shit too.
Like who?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Who is
like,
understandable?
How often?
Why? How often?
Because, okay, me knowing I'm a woman, you know what I mean? And yeah, like you said, I ain't laying up with these people and stuff like that. But me knowing who it is, because if it was somebody that you already had a relationship with, it would be a no-go for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got too much history. And I'm giving you the green light to go basically continue this relationship with this person.
Yeah.
Uh and then how often, that also, like I keep telling you about how much time and effort you pour into people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you over here every day, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I got a problem. You know what I mean?
So you
Because
have a problem.
It's more than just you fucking at this point in time, because the same person is often, you know what I mean? Like something is coming from.
So you will be more worried about a relationship form from that too?
Like, yeah, like that's why I say it's more about fucking. Like maybe you don't like her sex as much, but maybe I'm going through a rough patch of my life right now, and I'm kind of like Debbie Downer, and this motherfucker is like.
But that would be
a
perk of an open relationship though.
Yeah,
you don't
because
think so?
get like right, because he's. But then what's to say? Like he be like, you know, I'm tired of this bitch. All she do, she be sad, depressed all the time, and then you spend all this time with sunshine. You know what I mean? And now you know what I mean? You
But
calling home, talking about you ain't coming back.
Hold on,
like Harlem Nights.
Hold on. He was cheating. That wasn't open. One. Okay,
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say
that's
this.
what I'm thinking in my
logically, it don't make sense for a man to leave the woman that agrees
to
for
let
him.
Go do it.
Right.
I get what you're saying, but
that just logically, a man wise, I have never
things.
met a man that has gotten the green light from a woman to go and sleep with somebody else, and he left that woman to be with the woman.
The only never seen that. I've seen that does come from it is that when the women say, "Okay, well now I want to stop," it's kind of. That's where the.
But I seen that issue on both sides. I've seen where the man say, "Okay, now
kind of hard."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you be like, you done gave them the green light, and then I got accustomed to it. So now they like, well, I don't want to stop. You know what I mean?
Would you ever swing with your partner?
Sure.
Have you swung before?
Yes.
Did you like it?
It was interesting.
So swinging, take us. What is swinging to you?
When how many people I know watch this?
There's only 3 people watching right now.
I'll say how many people I know. Oh well, definition of swinging, not mine.
Okay.
It's basically when you are with your, just basically when you participate in sexual interactions with your partner with other people.
With other couples, right?
Yeah.
So you've actually done that?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was actually, you know what I mean? We actually, from that experience, it made us trust each other a little bit more. I know that probably was, well,
I believe
yeah, it made us trust each other a little bit more. You know what I mean? I did realize like he was more trusting of me afterwards. You know what I mean? So
you get to see a person get fucked by somebody else. It's gonna change your whole.
Yeah, it did. Like we was more trusting of each other and stuff like that. Like we was kind of, I was more connected, I guess. We was a little bit more connected.
So y'all had sex with another couple? Yeah. What was that conversation like after y'all first time swinging?
Just asking each other where we comfortable, like what was something we didn't like, you know what I mean, stuff like that, like pros and cons of it.
Yeah,
it's a little awkward because you be scared, like you be like, oh, you know what I mean, like how you feel.
So did y'all do it again after that?
No, we didn't do it.
So y'all just swung that one time, and no more. Why not again?
Just, I guess because the situation didn't arise, like for us.
What you mean? So when y'all swinged it, was it understood that y'all was trying to swing, or is something that just kind of happened?
A little bit of both. You know what I mean? It was like low key, like an understanding between us and a couple, but we really didn't plan that particular day.
Yeah,
to be like, oh yeah, we gonna do it. You know what I mean? It was just like something that kind of arised.
So it's random day. Yeah, y'all chilling with a couple.
Yes. And we had like low key already had like amongst ourselves. I guess the guys talked together, and then the girls talked together, and then we split off like separate days, and then we talked about it. So it's like, okay, you know what I mean? We all basically we never sat in a room, all 4 of us together, and be like, oh, this was gonna happen. It was more like, oh, me and her talked, and them 2 talked, and then we went back with our spouse and talked about it. And then, like that kind of sort of.
And when your dude brought the conversation to you, what was your first initial reaction?
Well, seeing that I had already had a conversation with her, it wasn't like, oh, You know
Okay.
what I mean? It wasn't shocking because she, you know what I mean, was I was like, okay, well, I have never done it before, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know about my dude, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't gonna go for that. But then when he brought it to me, I'm like, you okay with that? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He was like, well, hell, you doing it in front of me. You know what I mean? You ain't sneaking behind my back. I know what you know what I mean? So it still was scary just because you say that, but you don't know how it really gonna end
Yeah.
afterwards. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but like I said, it did kind of like make us more open with each other. Where he was like, okay, well, you know what I mean? All these questions in my head that I might have had about you, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of like they went away a little bit.
So was the other couple swingers? Is that something they participated in a lot?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So in y'all
I don't
swing
feel like they were.
in y'all swinging episode, did the men interact with each other, just the
No.
women? Okay. Okay. That's just
No,
one.
it's too big. That would have been too much for me.
That'd have been too much for you.
That would have been too much for me.
Oh.
Yeah, that would
Could
have been way
you
too much for
could you date a man if he was bisexual?
me. See, that's kind of a loaded question because once he
How?
with me, is he still gonna be bisexual? Like, am I
Yeah.
still giving him the
Yeah.
green light to?
Okay. Well,
That's what I need to know.
okay.
Like,
So he's bisexual, but he's only gonna be with you. But he has had sex with men in the past.
okay, well, the way he did before me, you don't know.
So you okay with dating a man that's bisexual?
Yes,
Okay, so let's take swinging into account. What if he said he wanted to swing and you actually see him have sex with a man? Is that too much for you?
it might be.
So you don't want to see your man have sex with another man?
I don't think so. No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
Would you be worried that that bisexual man will have an urge to want to have sex with another man while being with you?
Um, not so much worry, but it would be if he initially said I want to be a swinger. Okay, that's when I worry. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because if you don't have this idea about even wanting somebody else, then I'm not worried because you're not giving me that concern. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, okay, you was bisexual, cool. You know what I mean?
Slide that mic over a little bit.
To the left,
Yeah. Push it out of your face for the camera.
right here.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, yeah, I'm not worried about that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I use that too. You know what I mean? So maybe I can help out.
Okay.
I call it the cat in the bag.
So you don't want to see your man have sex with another man?
I don't. I think it'd be too much for me, which I don't. I'm not against. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nobody's sexual preference. I just think since I've never seen it,
Yeah.
it might be too much for me. That's what I'm saying. I've never been
Oh,
exposed to it, so I don't know.
yeah.
I'm just saying in my head, I feel like it would be too much for me.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just feel like it'd be too much for me. I can't just give you a definite. Well, no, hell no. You know what I mean? But I just feel like it'd be too much for me.
So, have you ever dated a man that you knew was bisexual or tried to talk to somebody?
I feel like somebody was bisexual, like in
Mhm.
high school, but it
Mhm.
was never like proven, and still he's not like just out the closet. So I don't know.
But you think he is?
I think so.
What gives you the inkling that he's bisexual?
Mannerisms, like
Did he grow up a two-parent household?
in the beginning, but then his parents divorced.
Okay, that might be part of it too.
It could
Because I know a lot of guys that grow with just their mama, they have feminine mannerisms, but they don't be gay. They just pick up shit from their mamas.
And then like when he got in college, he had a hickey on the back of his neck. It was just like
The hickey could have came from a woman.
on the back of your neck.
I done seen hickeys in crazy ass places. I done put hickeys in crazy
On the
places.
back of somebody's neck. It just
I don't know. I
with
don't.
the circumstances of what
So
was
hold on,
already
hold on.
feeling
Let's talk
like,
about the back of the neck hickey. I gotta figure out what you understand. Why the back of the neck is
because if you get hit from the back, I'm not making sense.
No, yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense. That makes sense, but I don't understand why.
Because you already
Because he could have been getting a massage, could have been laying down. A girl could have been kissing the back of his neck. Or some
anyway.
shit.
So you already
But you want to brush that off.
because we already kind of like, you know what I mean, like kind of knew that you were this way, but
But you ain't
since
no proof.
you still kind of dealt with females, but not on a regular basis. It was like on and off. You know what I mean? I'm thinking maybe he just reserved. You know what I mean? Like maybe he's reserved. Maybe, he don't want to be in relationships. Maybe he don't like women like that. You know what I mean? Want to be all in females' face. These are things you tell yourself because you like, surely. But then you already got the rumors out about you. And not saying all rumors are true, but some truth in everything.
But you said today he still ain't came out and ain't no proof.
But even still now, you've never been in a long-term relationship with a female. Not once, not publicly, not even we from the same place, and we don't happen to see you out and about with a female. Never. And it's just certain things.
Okay.
I'm just
listening.
And the hickey on the back of the neck, you be like, maybe on the side, the front, maybe.
But
slap dad in the back of your
neck. But if it's the same thing, because if I'm hitting a chick from the back, I could put a hickey on the side of her neck. So if that's
but you've been seen with the woman. You know what I mean? Like when I'm telling you, people had never seen this guy with a woman ever.
But y'all was having sex?
Yeah.
So why you got to see him with a woman and he could just be low key? Don't want other bitches to see him with other bitches. Because I've been like that. I've been had sex with chicks.
Like maybe in a year, maybe 2 years, but never.
Maybe.
Oh, come on. Never though. Not one time. When we get out the podcast, I'm gonna tell Sissy the person name, and she gonna be like, "Oh hell yeah, everybody know." So
that's just a rumor though.
It's confirmation. We just waiting on him to confirm it for us.
How is it confirmation?
Because we like 30, bro. Like you've never been with a woman. Like never, no picture, no relationship, no rumor, nothing. This how bad it is. I see him and he still talk about how, Cam could have been mine. So you telling me, you know what I mean? Come on, you haven't had sex with how many females since then? My son is 13.
But he just talking to you. That's the flirty shit. Like,
nah, he just don't be dealing with females like that. That's how that is.
Well, you had sex with the man and you thought he was gay, so
we was in high school. He was still figuring it out. Once he got to college, he figured it out. Once he got to college, he figured it out.
I'm just listening. I don't know.
You said, have I had sex with somebody I thought was? I just explained to you.
But your explanation is weird. Because your only thing is you think that he was gay.
He gave me the vibe.
He gave you a vibe.
And mind you, I have gay friends. Like, since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like 12. It's a long time. It's 20 years I've been free. And I have seen a lot of gay people.
So is being gay a spirit then?
It's not so much it's an energy. It's
spirit, energy, whatever.
Yeah, it's energy.
So you think gay people have a certain energy?
Once you around them long enough, yes.
And you think he gave you the same energy? Yes. Okay.
Till this day, like still. But we know people like that. Like we know people from where we live who have been that way their whole life. They still don't want to come out, and it's okay. You know what I mean? Like we ain't gonna force you to do it.
Look, I'm just listening. I'm trying to get the rationale behind everything. This is Baby Mama Chronicles Part 1. Y'all let us know how we doing so far. We with Destiny. If you're watching, make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitter, y'all make sure y'all follow the page. It's a new series that I think I'm going to do. And I want to say thank you to Destiny for joining me. Which camera are you looking at? I'll put it up, make it big. What?
Oh, okay. She wants to do poly.
Do you want to do poly?
I would. I mean, I'm not against it.
You're not against poly?
It's more it's more structured.
Do you think you could do poly with 2 men? 2 men and you, or does it have to be 1 man and 2 women? Or just that dynamic, the man with a bunch of women or you with a bunch of men? Which works best for you?
It would definitely have to be like 2, it'd be like 2 women, 1 man.
Yeah, you couldn't do 2 men. Why not?
Cause who finna be sucking 2 dicks?
You will. What you mean?
Yeah,
that's too much.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing it all the time.
Bruh. You gonna be sucking 2 dicks? You
No
want to do that?
fuck. No, I can't do it.
That's too much.
No, I told you all that dating and shit. That's too much shit. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
Either auntie old or something, because I can't. I ain't not
Your ass old. We 30. 30 is old.
Right, know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. Like, you ain't even finna get me I'm finna be sucking to it. No, I can't do it.
So you can't do it.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like I said, with a woman, it'd be a lot more help.
Yeah. Cause she want to do. Go ahead, girl.
That what you gonna say?
Yeah, she do everything I don't want to do. Everything I don't want to do.
Hell no. But yeah. Like I said,
For real, we gonna find what you like. What I don't like, my strengths, your strengths, weaknesses, and then we just go like, look, you do that because I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, that actually makes.
Because I'm like sometimes type of person who I don't like sleeping wise. I don't like to be up under people. I want my own separate space, and I know that kind of make me standoffish. Because folks like, oh, you don't like to cuddle? No. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be wanting my own little space. You know what I mean? That's why I got a big ass bed.
Okay, so
queen size too small for me.
Ashanta said, so far so good. She's very open.
I try.
Probably lightens the load for women, from what I've been told.
Tell you. You trying to talk about 2 men? Hell no.
I don't want to do no 2 women.
Yeah,
I would never. I'm saying I would never do the man and man, but I'm saying
Right.
just me thinking about how
it's a lot of work.
that's a lot of fucking work.
It's a lot of work.
Periods every
Yep.
fucking month. 2
Attitude.
women. Attitude, jealousy.
Mhm.
Who I spend more time with. Who's getting more
Because
dick
that
than me.
poly lifestyle different though. When you have where you supposed to, you are supposed to.
Jealousy will arise.
Well, yeah, it does. We seen it in centuries because
Jealousy will arise. Envy will arise. All of those things will arise because that's part of being human. And you mean to tell me, if let's say hypothetically I'm poly, and this week one of the girls' pussy just hidden. She's a bitch. I don't know what the fuck you got going with this motherfucker this week. I'm just laying off in it.
But that's her need.
But no, what I'm saying, I'm saying this. If I'm laying off on her this whole week and ain't got shit for the other girl, that's gonna be an issue.
See, that mean probably not for you because you got to, if you're gonna live that lifestyle, then you got to take care of their needs.
That's understandable, but it's a relationship, and sometimes selfishness will arise in a relationship.
Yeah.
And so that don't mean I'm not good at taking care of their needs.
Oh, going back to
I might
the other one trash ass dick.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
So that I'm taking care of my needs
Ain't
at the
gonna work
time.
out.
And sometimes selfishness will arise.
Yeah.
It's gonna arise. We talking about this is a full podcast. What you mean? Left. We talking about her swinging, poly, everything, relationship.
I swung. Swinging is like
you're a swinger now. You officially broke the mold.
But I haven't done it in forever.
Once you do it, then you become it.
Oh, so once I add it, I always add it.
Yeah, that's what they say. They do, and that's why they tell them, "Hey, you can't go hang around these people no more, or you'll do it again."
Right.
If you and that dude was probably hung around those people, they try to say, "Hey, we want to, do it again." Y'all probably might have done it.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Might as well, trash.
Y'all might have did it again just to know them. Hey, did we not like this shit? You sure we don't like it?
No,
because when it comes to sex, when it comes to sex, you always got to do everything twice.
Nah, I don't got to do trash twice.
Somebody
I
might
used
be
to
nervous.
think that way.
No, you do have to do it twice.
Oh, fuck out of here. I used to think that way.
No, you have to do it twice. I've had trash vagina the first time, and then it was better the second time.
But that's different though.
I think
some could have. I understand situations can throw people off.
Right, because I don't think I made, and I blame myself because I don't think I made this person as comfortable as she's being.
You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, nigga, you trash dick. Second time, he probably gonna give you trash too.
I don't know.
I just be like, oh, just do it one more time. Maybe.
See, I'm
anti-trash, man.
I don't give trash dick out. Like I said, if your friends ain't fine,
yeah. If your friends
and
are
then
ugly,
if I don't necessarily,
so even if the female is fine, it don't matter.
No, she fine. If she said now because like when it comes to attraction, I'm weird when it comes to attraction.
Right. It ain't always about what you look like. Sometimes
it is, sometimes it ain't. So it's
right.
weird on my level of attraction. And then like me, I'm a features guy. So like I can see a bitch with some pretty feet. I'm like, damn, she got some sexy ass feet, and that
Right.
turns me on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or I can
Right.
be like, oh, she got some sexy lips. And then overall, she might not be that cute.
Right. But she got that feature
She
that
got
you
a
like.
feature that I like.
I
You know what I'm
feel
saying? I like pretty feet. So she might have some pretty feet or sexy lips or dimples
feel
or you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that.
Because I like motherfuckers who, intelligent and can
Yeah.
hold conversations and
Yeah.
shit like that. You know what I mean? Like trash dick normally come with dumb niggas.
The people that hold conversations.
No. They know how to stroke you right.
From the people that hold conversations.
Good conversation, quality conversations.
Oh.
Not people be like, what you do?
Because the language is not just what you say,
Right.
it's body language
Right.
too.
Right.
So you understand that.
That's
Yeah.
why I be weeding them out. I be weeding them out. I'm like, no.
Oh.
This
Yeah,
ain't
well,
your-
sex ain't that serious. All you need is the head. People don't understand that.
What?
All you need is the dick head.
Oh,
You don't need much more than that to have good sex.
I don't know if I agree. Okay.
All you need is dick head.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to use. If you have to use anything over that, then you don't know what the fuck you doing.
oh.
Because the G spot ain't that far inside the vagina.
That is true. I know. I'm aware.
The veins, vagina ain't nothing but 6 inches deep.
Yeah, but
The only thing that matters. Damn.
no, I don't.
No, she don't feel like she attract toxic men.
No.
The only thing that matters.
Y'all can't base that off. You know what I mean? Like two relationships.
The only thing that matters is girth. Is the opening up the vagina, the stretch. That's it. This really matters. All that matters. It ain't. Well, this what they statistics.
I was about to say it seems like it's more.
I'm just telling.
I wish it was simpler. It would be more satisfied women in the world.
Yeah, because women require a lot. That's why Will Smith told Jada Pinkett, you did what? You need to go see if you can make yourself happy. Because y'all don't even know what make y'all happy.
Some of us.
That's why when
we
once
we get happy, we just a little greedy. Because once we're satisfied or happy, we want more. We want more happiness.
But that's the issue because sometimes it ain't no more.
Well, you the one just said we don't know what we want. Yeah, sometimes we do know what we want. We just want more of it. And like you just said, sometimes it ain't no more.
If it ain't no more, then you know what you want? Because it can't be no more. How can you ask for
Why
something
can't
that
be
ain't
more happy? Why can't be happier?
Well, why is your more happiness not the 100?
I don't know.
You trying to do 101, but it ain't no 101.
Sometimes
you got the happiest of the happiest.
I can't get extra credit.
Extra credit really for failing students, though.
No, it ain't. I done made 110s and 120s on tests because I go the extra mile.
Yeah,
I want them extra points.
Typically.
It's for failing students and overachievers.
Man, I was an overachiever in school. I ain't never get no extra credit. They never was like, hey, do you want to make extra points?
I don't see we got extra points.
No. But you from the country too, though, so
oh,
they do that for country students.
Oh.
See, I grew up in Birmingham, so a lot of the Birmingham schooling was like, well, you can do this because you didn't do your homework, so you can get a little extra credit to bring your grade up and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So I was like that. And then I was in like IB and shit like that. So I wasn't like
what's IB?
Like a special school.
Oh.
Smart school and shit like that. So yeah, so I ain't really have to deal with a lot of shit like that. And then, like by my 11th grade year, I just stopped getting the fuck about school.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I just didn't give a fuck about school. Like I hate school with a passion.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I hope my son's ain't like that.
Right, me neither.
Cause I
love school.
Huh?
I love school.
Yeah, cause we getting a point in society now. I know this is off, but we're getting a point in society where everything is getting so technologically advanced that you're going to need some type of, I think, secondary education. That is what it's called, where you're going to need some type of degree. So all the robots and electrical batteries and solar panels and computers and like so much stuff is going to be technologically advanced where you're gonna need some type of degree.
Right.
Even like being a maintenance man, it's gonna have to be some type of probably like degree process for that because you can't just have old Joe Smo working on the fucking Tesla.
You can't.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
not even my Audi.
right. So like you're not just gonna have a regular motherfucker just in the backyard working on high power cars and
Right.
shit like that. So
It's true.
it's gonna need some type of furthering of education of how you do shit. So
I agree.
and then by
Go
2030,
school.
huh?
Go school.
Yeah, I would say now you probably would need to just looking at the landscape, you probably need some type of schooling. Or you just become a good social media influencer. And that's gonna be a market that's probably gonna end up being saturated.
Right.
It's gonna be very saturated, or you have to have a good angle and approach to just different stuff.
Right.
Like
It's being pretty.
yeah, it's a lot of pretty bitches. Like
Yeah.
I'm so desensitized to like beautiful women and big asses. Like on TikTok, like that's all I see on TikTok, and I don't even look at it. I literally will rather watch a lawn mowing video over watch bitches put their pussy and twerk their ass.
That's oddly satisfying.
It is satisfying, and that should let you know how far we've come because it would. I bet you, if the beginning of IG when bitches was doing that, and you put a lawnmower video, nah,
yeah,
you gonna watch
skip past lawnmower.
fuck the lawnmower video.
Right,
but now
it
it's
twerking.
like it's so saturated with bitches putting their pussy, titties, ass. You can see the areolas now and shit. They putting water on the shirts and shit. I'd rather watch a pressure washing video,
right,
a lawnmower video, like
estimate, all that eating song,
right. We're not even watching. Bitches get half naked and nobody's watching them. Yeah. Just think about 2020, 2019, 2020. OnlyFans shit every fucking world.
Yeah.
You don't see nobody promoting OnlyFans like that now.
Not as much now.
Why is that? Oversaturated market. And then you requesting money from people. We about to be in a we're in a recession.
I never understood it because I can go on Safari and just, you know what I mean,
but
for free.
I can explain this. If you've been on IG, let's say an IG bitch, you've been dying to see how she fucking suck a dick.
Oh.
And you ain't never seen that she starts her own shit now.
Right, now I gotta pay.
Now I'm gonna have to pay because I've been looking at this bitch 10 years and now I finally get to see how she move. I'm gonna pay that price. Right. So I understand that part, but porn is free.
It is. A
but
lot of it.
But people like who they like too.
Right.
And if I can't see you fuck on this free site, that mean I gotta go and pay the money. You do know your feed on TikTok is compromised on what you engage with. And
yeah.
What is that?
It means like the more content that you look at that's specific on that subject, that's what's gonna keep coming up on your timeline.
Feed. Yeah. I understand that. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
On your feed is lawnmower shit.
No, that's my point. What she's saying is my point. I used to watch so many ass twerking videos that's all that came up on my shit.
Okay.
But now I get to the point where I'm watching pressure washing videos
right,
because now my mind is transitioned to give myself more time on these other things.
Right.
Well, I still have ass videos come up, just not as much because it's not giving me that
you're
feed.
Not interacting with it.
So yeah, I understand what she's saying. That's true.
Right.
Very true.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, we desensitized technology wise. You're probably gonna need some type of furthering of education because, like I said, you're not gonna be able to work on that nigga in the backyard. Ain't gonna be able to work on.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
All right. So, knowing everything that you know now, what are some dating tips for single mothers that you could give them?
For single mothers,
I mean, my bad, baby mamas. I know that's what you want.
Oh, I don't care. I don't.
It's baby mama Chronicles.
Dating tips for a single mother.
Yeah. Because not clearly, but when apparently that's what I don't like about the baby mama. Because in order for us to say, oh, baby mama, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we done made mistakes automatically. But I know plenty of people who made the same mistakes as me. You know what I mean? But your mistake is not visible. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people have abortions, which is your choice. You know what I mean? Or that particular time you skated. You know what I mean? Because it's been plenty of time that people have unprotected sex. They don't get pregnant from it every time. You know what I mean? So my shortcoming or whatever somebody want to call it, you know what I mean, is just more visible than yours. So it's just not baby mamas. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's life in general. I think
right,
that's just life in general because it's some things that I might do that might be more visible on another nigga. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So it's not like, oh, all baby mamas made the same mistake. No, you know what I mean. So
No, all baby mamas made the same mistake. You fuck. That's how you got to become a baby mama. You
well,
fucked.
not only baby mamas making that same mistake. Like I'm saying, other people are making that same mistake. You know what I
Same.
mean? What I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody who fuck don't get pregnant, and it's not always because we use contraception.
But fucking leads to you becoming a baby mama.
True.
Right. And that's what
Right.
I'm saying. That's just part of life. Everybody not gonna get pregnant
Right.
from fucking.
Right. But what I'm
But
saying is,
everybody,
what is some good dating advice for everyone?
hold on, let me
Every
say this
female,
correctly.
not no baby mama, no
Everybody
single
that
person.
has sex it's not going to end with them getting pregnant.
Right.
But everybody that has gotten pregnant came from fucking.
That is true.
Okay. So we
Gotcha.
got that out there.
Right.
So my advice to if you was a single mother dating, I would personally would like a single mother.
And that's just unrealistic because do everybody have sex with people who are not interested in being in a monogamous relationship with you?
I don't think monogamy. I don't even think you had to look for monogamy. I don't think that. This is what I think.
That sound good. That, I mean, what she said sound good in a perfect world. But that means, so if every single body would follow that, would we eliminate baby mamas?
Baby mamas. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm saying. So you gotta listen.
Okay.
Women control who is born into this world.
Okay. I see.
Even more now with technology than before. See, back in the day, we wouldn't have a conversation about baby mother, baby fathers 100 years ago because didn't have the technology to kill kids, contraceptives, condoms, and shit like that. So women already knew if I fuck this dude, I could get pregnant. Society's going to shame me. I would be an outcast. I can't go to school. My mother, it will bring shame to the family. Like it was a lot of shame with a woman being promiscuous, right? Now, not so much so because, like you said, a lot of women can go fuck and have an abortion. A lot of women go fuck and have some copper shit put in their pussy. They chop off sperm head. A lot of women can go fuck and have a promiscuous past and move from Alabama to New York. Nobody knows her. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people can, but the thing is, women understood that sex, I control who's born, right? The only way you control is who you open your legs up to. Typically, fathers found suitors for their daughters. A lot of women don't even want to ask their fathers, hey, I might need you to help me find a nigga to date, a suitable dude. Why wouldn't you ask your father that? But a lot of women want to ask their mothers or go down the same path as their mothers on who they should date, right? So if I was talking to a single mother, let's say my daughter is a single mother, the first thing I would say, you should wait till your children are at least 18. I was making an exception for 16, but I would say 18. The reason being is because they can go to college, move out the house potentially, all of that, and then old enough to defend themselves. If you were to bring a man into the house that was sexually abusive, physically abusive, verbally abusive, like you're running a risk of putting your child around a man that, like you said, it don't just start with him out the blue. I mean, one day just hitting you. It takes time. So you could be with a man, introduce him with your children, and everything going good 3 years. Then 4 years in, he feels comfortable, feel like he got you, and then boom, slap you, or boom, slap your child, or boom, wake up one day your daughter's crying and you don't know why she moved, but she don't want to say that because he been threatening her, and you running a risk. So if I was a single mother, if I'm talking to my daughter, you should wait till your child 18 out the house. That would give you a better option dating pool, right? Because a man don't feel like he had to worry about supporting your child as well because he's not in the house. Their children are not in the house. The only bad part about that is their children get into a bind if you're dating a man. He's stated to you that I don't want to take care of your children. Your children can never have a safety net with their mother if they get down bad or have a house to stay. So once they gone, they gotta stay gone. That's the only bad part. But if you want to date, they grown now. You did your job. once you want to date, that man, it opened up your dating pool because now men ain't got to worry about taking care of your children. Um, Another thing is I would try to vet men and make sure that they truly want to be around you and your
Right.
children, that understanding that that is your child. And because let's say a dude come in, your child acting bad, are you going to give him autonomy to discipline your child?
I haven't crossed that bridge because even with my last relationship, he didn't feel comfortable doing it.
But what if you meet a man and let's say Kyrie, let's say 5 years from now, you meet another man, Kyrie's 5, he's being disobedient. Would you let your husband, let's say you're married now,
Right.
would you let your husband whoop Kyrie?
If all three parents like came to a consensus.
So
about
that
it.
means that man has to get
Mhm.
permission from his dad as well
Mhm.
to whoop his child.
Mhm.
Why would a man sign up to date you if I gotta still let this man dictate how I discipline kids in my household?
I mean, some men would understand that though. You don't think so?
No,
No.
that's what I'm saying. I would just rather avoid the headache
Right.
in dating
Okay.
you
I was about to say
because I
some men
gotta
would
ask
understand that.
another man that's been here that I gotta look at every day with his kid tell me I can let this kid run and do whatever in my household. Because so let's say he needs a whooping.
Yeah.
The daddy say no. Then I gotta let this little motherfucker just run around and do what the fuck he want to do in my house.
Either I'm gonna whoop him, you gonna whoop him. The
You just said
dad.
you gotta get all three.
No. I'm saying, you know what I mean. Like, if you want him whooped for something, then and his dad, which I'm hoping, you know what I mean, because his dad is very understanding, and he did the same thing. Like, he went without even talking to me. He was like, "I want to introduce myself to his dad." And I was like, "Well, if that's your choice, then go ahead." And he did. And I respected a lot of that. You know what I mean? Because he took it upon himself to say, I wouldn't want somebody around my child that I didn't know or hadn't introduced myself to. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I just, I thought that was like a real, like, big thing he did or whatever. But if he needs a whipping, then somebody gonna whip him. You know what I mean? Like,
But it's about the father, not somebody. Yes, if the
no, I'm
daddy,
saying either me or his dad.
I
You know what
got
I'm
you.
saying?
But what if he wants to whoop the child? Because that's his role. Let's say he's a traditional man.
Right,
My role is discipline.
right.
Because at a certain time, my mom used to try to whoop me and my
Right,
brother,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that
You be
shit didn't do
like,
shit. It's
right,
like, okay, I can take these licks because
right,
she's not a man. She doesn't
right,
have the force, the strength to actually discipline. So I'm coming into your household. Let's say, like I said, Kyrie's 5 now. Me and you are married, and Kyrie just off the wall, off the chain. Now I gotta wait on his daddy to give me the green light to whoop him.
no, that's something we discussed a long time ago before we get there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, no, you don't have to call every time.
No,
Like,
but I'm saying. So, but what if the father, when y'all discuss it, when me before we got married, and the father
no.
says no, I don't want you with my
But
son.
then that falls on him. So as long as he's taking care of it,
But so
then
that's what I'm saying.
right,
So what if that Kyrie goes to his daddy and say, "Yeah, daddy, I did XYZ," and the daddy said, "Well, I ain't gonna discipline you because that ain't my house and you my son. You can
see,
do
that's
what."
why you gotta have that
And see why would
that
a man want?
opening up in the beginning.
See, and this is why baby mama has a bad name to it because these are the jumps and the hurdles and the hoops that men coming into your life have to deal with dating you.
I understand.
You have 2 sons, so that's 2 men that get to dictate how this household gets ran. Why would a man want to sign up for that?
I mean, maybe I'm special. I know you
I'm
said.
not saying I'm not.
Oh,
This is,
right.
it's not just about you. I'm just
Maybe
saying in
I
general.
became special. You just told me earlier when a man
Yeah,
they find a special time.
but I'm just saying in
Yeah,
general.
I'm gonna be somebody. I'm gonna
It's
be
not
special
about
to
you.
somebody.
It's not about you. It's just in general. In general, I
I
don't
know, but
understand why.
people do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it happens. It's not like something that we just made up and said, "Oh, that's impossible." Like, people find somebody special who already had kids.
Yeah, I guess it's just like I said. I feel like
That's something you don't want to have to go through. Don't mean the next person don't.
well, I don't want to do it because I've seen other people do it. So
Right.
I'm wise.
Right.
I'm wise because I learned from other people's mistakes. I don't want to be in a situation where you have a daughter that doesn't like me and
Right.
lie on me and say I did something to her.
Right.
Because she don't understand. She just trying to get me out the way. But she's not trying to get me in jail or
Right.
ruin my rotation.
She
She
a
just wants
kid.
me. She's a kid. She
Yeah,
just
she a
wants me out the
kid.
way. Why would I sign up for that? It's so many dynamics to protect yourself. We get insurance. They make you have car insurance.
Right.
Why don't you take that same? Why don't
insurance.
you take that same approach to dating?
I mean, that's a good way to look at it.
I'm not finna
Cause
go.
maybe we don't think it's that serious. Like we like, which we should.
We
Like you
should,
just
and
said,
that's
you
the
should.
issue.
You should.
And the
Oh, it's
reason
not that serious. Oh, we out here having fun, or like I
it
was
can't,
saying,
but everything can't be just. I just want to have fun.
right?
We take the shame out of the shame is the issue. When you take shame out of stuff and people feel like they can live their lives how they want to live it and do what they want to do, say what they want to say. We can say women can be men and men can be women and sex changes and all of this type of shit.
I mean, but it's happening.
Just because it happened doesn't mean it's right.
Oh, well, depends who you. I mean, everybody,
Just because it happened don't mean it's right.
it's happening.
It's deeper than sex when children are created. But yeah, like I said, when you take shame out of the shame has always been the issue. And with our community, we are people that shame the fuck out of each other. Cracking, what you think? Cracking, joking,
Yeah.
all of that. We all,
Jonesing,
yeah.
roasting.
But now we in a society of don't judge. Don't judge me. This is my life. This is my truth. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like I had a young lady, I was telling her about men, and she's like, "Well, I just don't listen. I don't listen." I'm like, and that's gonna be your issue because men need women that can listen.
Yeah, people need people who can listen.
That is true, but if we talk about in the dynamics of a relationship,
Right. I was like, I
if
need
your
you to listen to me just like you know what I mean?
yeah, it just depends. If you the head, you the head. The pathway is hell. What? Hold on. What's she saying? The pathway to hell is path
It's
with
paved.
paved out with
But it's
good
supposed to be
intention.
paved with good intention.
Just because it happens doesn't mean it's right.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think because it's happening, like, so do you believe a man is born as a woman? I mean, a man that's born a man can be a woman. Mike,
Mm. See, okay, so you're born a man, so of course you're a man, but they
you,
have I mean, I can't tell people what they're feeling on the inside. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
when people say, "Well, I've just never felt right as a man," or I have always felt like I was supposed to be a woman. I don't know how I could tell somebody they not feeling it. You know what I mean?
If they wasn't born it, is it possible for them to feel like a woman though?
I don't know because what feelings are internal. You know what I mean? I can't tell you.
So
You feel
you're
what I'm
telling
saying?
what you're saying is
No, do you understand? Like I can't tell you what you're
no,
feeling.
I got that.
Okay, right.
But being a woman does it come with a certain type of feels?
Do it come with certain type of feels? I would say yeah, because we built
Okay
up
then.
differently with different hormones in us and
so
stuff
the
like that.
makeup, even your hormone makeup
Right.
is gonna make you feel different. So if a man is born a man, how could he possibly feel like a woman when
I don't know because I can't tell people how they feel.
okay, so do you think a man could feel like a woman?
They say they can.
I'm asking you, you think a man can feel like a woman?
They say they can. I can't tell you.
I'm asking you, do you think a man can feel like a woman? It's yes or no.
How is it yes or no when I'm not a man and I can't tell you?
It's what you think.
What I think. If they say they can, I feel like they go through all this trouble to have stuff cut off, all this surgery, all this.
Do you know the suicide rates of those people that actually go through transition?
I'm just saying, why go through all of that if you don't?
Because they lost.
Because they lost.
Yeah,
so do they feel like they are women? Do you think they have that feeling in them, in their head, in their heart?
Do I think they feel like women? I do think they feel like women.
Okay,
yes.
so that's what I'm saying. I can't tell somebody else what they feel.
Yeah, but that don't mean that I don't think it's a mental illness or something that comes behind it. I think it's people out there that think they're actual birds and horses too.
Right.
But what we do with them people, we put them in loony bins and straight jackets and shit. We don't let them people we don't let them people just roam society like that. Like this is just, I'm just saying.
I
like
know some pretty odd people.
Right. And people they don't just roam. We know people that should still be in mental hospitals to this day. But it's just weird.
They don't treat people right in them things.
Huh?
They don't always treat people right in them.
And the treatment is,
And they used to put people who, thought differently in asylums.
Yeah.
They used to do that.
It's
Did
his
that?
life.
I don't think it was right to put him locked away like that.
I don't think it's right either, but
Yeah,
it happens. It
okay.
happens.
Look, well, we just because it happened doesn't mean it's right.
I didn't say it was right. I said it
Right,
happens.
right. Just
So before we get out of here, we've been on here. Damn, we're on 3 hours in here. Dang. Before we get up out of here, anything you want to say about being a baby mama?
it's all what you make it, and it's not what people call you. It's what you answer to.
Is it an easier path than being a baby mama? Do you think
Is it an easier way to?
path to raising children than being a baby mama?
You mean like having a 2-parent home?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm gonna say having a 2-parent home with kids. Not all situations, because we just talked about situations where we know people with 2-parent households,
Yeah.
and like you just were saying, somebody was pimping out the mom, all that. That's not effective. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like when you got two stable-minded people who got the same common goal,
Mm-hmm.
then you good. You know, I feel like you okay then. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that type of situation, of course. You know what I mean? But it don't always got to be a man and a woman. You know what I mean? It could be a village around you who help you. Because like I
Mm-hmm.
was telling you earlier, like I have a father figure. I would never sit here, oh, because my dad wasn't with me. I try to blame that on what I have done, because I've had my uncle my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has always, you know what I mean, been there, came summers, got me and my mama, all our kids at one time and stuff like that. And I've had like positive males around me who have done positive things. And you know what I mean? They kind of were what I needed to see at the time. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's why I don't have more kids. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? But like, it's all what you make it. And that's where I feel like people just, they make it because they hear, oh, I'm a baby mama, and they get that negative connotation, so they act like they gotta act like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not necessary. You don't have to act like that. You know what I mean? You can still have respect for yourself, even with the shame that society gives you for doing something that, you know what I mean, it's very common. You
Yeah.
know, like it's something that we make. A lot of us make those mistakes, and we like, oh, because I didn't do it this particular way, like I'm worse off as a person.
It ain't about the person.
Well, I mean,
It's about the
people,
kids.
right? You know what I mean. And once you start that mindset in your head that you're a bad parent, you think you're gonna be a better parent. You already gave us. You already, just like when people
Well, they
say,
say first
I
thing
see it
about
all the
being.
time. People say, "Oh, I hate math. I'm bad in math," and they
Uh-huh.
go into math class with that mindset. And even if they could have been better, because they already have walked into this room with the
Mm-hmm.
mindset that I'm bad in math, they are going to be a bad math student.
Or
So now you telling me that the society then told us that we need to get married. You know what I mean? Not because, oh, it's the right thing to do. It's more effective. You know what I mean? Like we said, it's probably more effective to have two people taking care of a child.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So society can make us do every single thing. It runs us a lot of times. It
Yeah,
either
I agree.
right. It runs us. So you telling me like a society can say, oh, well, you bad in math because you made an F, and you carry that with you. You know what I mean? Even if you
Well, hold
could
on,
do
hold on, hold
better.
on. You can't use society in math because math is something that's we can quantify.
Yeah, but maybe
If
you
you
were
suck
bad
at
at that
math, if you
particular
take a
math.
math problem, 1 + 1 is 2. If you put 3, I can see that
But
you
with that
might.
mindset already, you already bad.
But I don't think that if you have a mindset that's something that you're bad at something that means you're going to be bad at it. Because I've know people that say, "Hey, I'm bad at X, Y,
You
Z,"
don't
but
think it influenced like just a little bit? I
no, because I've seen people say I'm bad at X, Y, Z. I didn't been in, let's say, sports. I know a guy say, "Yeah, I'm bad at 3 points, 3-point shooting," but he goes and works on 3-point shooting and become
okay.
better.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
But that's with him saying I want to be better.
right.
You know what I mean? But okay, I'm hard but I want to be better. But that's not what a lot of people say. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm a bad parent, so I'm
Yeah,
just a bad parent. Because being a parent,
I
folk,
think it's just
a lot. Do
acknowledging
you
it.
not think that a lot of people think being a parent sometimes is something that's supposed to naturally come to you? Not saying, oh, you're gonna
Mm,
be perfect, but a lot of people think because I was made a parent that I'm supposed to know what the fuck to do.
no,
And
I don't think parenting
I felt
parenting
like
does
that.
not come parenting does not
At
come
all,
naturally.
at all,
No,
and that's
I
what
don't
people
believe
don't.
that.
But how many people actually go out there? It's a lot now, but a lot of people don't go out and educate themselves on a lot of shit that we could educate ourselves
Yeah,
on.
parenting is something. And that's why I do this, because I do care about kids, because that's
Right.
kind of why I want to turn my platform into more geared to kids, but we're doing relationships right now. But
Let's start from
when it comes to parenting really is some fly by night type shit.
right.
It ain't no.
It is
no
some stuff.
It's some, but
Stuff that you can educate yourself
mostly
on.
parenting is learning your children, and that takes a long time because they go through so many changes
Right.
too, especially young. Like I just think about the attitude of Trey from him being a baby
Right.
to him he's almost 4. He's changed a lot. So to just be like, there's a one size fit all parenting shit, no.
But
like they got
I'm
this,
telling you,
they got
it's
this
a mindset.
I don't know
really
if y'all.
That's why people don't educate themselves, because they say, "Well, I'm becoming this, so I'm supposed to know how to do this."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. People don't go out and read books or articles about all these different things. I did this go around, but my first son, I was like, "Oh, I'm finna be a mama." You know what I mean? Like I could do this. I got to feed. You know what I mean? It was so many other things that I had no idea about. You know what I mean? Just because society don't teach us about that. And like we said earlier, a lot of the mistakes is because nobody's sitting down having these conversations or trying to pick the minds of people to give them better advice. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted to end with, okay, well, if the crisis is too many baby mamas and not enough wives, you know what I mean, then how can we prevent that as women? And okay, of course, protecting ourselves and not dealing in meaningless, like recklessly in meaningless relationships, because we will fuck around and be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like we weren't even together. Even my ex, we weren't together. We could have made it work, but I just didn't want to go back there just because I already seen what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like the conversations that we have with our children and kids that we see growing up around us should be more geared towards.
I think the answer is to be married before you have children. I think that'll stop a lot of shit.
It could. It
if
could.
If you just use that alone will probably knock down a good percentage of baby mamas.
Because once upon a time, everybody basically was married with kids.
Yeah.
That didn't make the world just the most best place to be.
Well,
it didn't fix everything.
Hold on, but we're looking at a lot like Birmingham this year broke his 32-year-long record of homicides. This shit is getting worse. Birmingham broke, and the reason is because Birmingham was around that during that crack shit. That was 1992. They had 141 murders. We broke that, and we still have 7 more days to go in 2022. Right. So that should let you know, and a lot of these guys are coming from motherless homes. Fatherless homes, yes. And 80% of people that go to prison come from fatherless homes. So people that on psychiatric medication, homeless people, like they got plenty of studies. A lady just came out the other day and did a whole report and was listing off things where 2-parent households and a father raising a child by himself yield the same results. Right? But they say you don't like to say just fathers should raise children. So we say 2-parent households, but fathers by themselves don't even kill kids as much as women do. I ain't talking about abortion. I'm talking about women,
shaken baby syndrome,
a lot of that.
Right, you talking about this.
Even at the rate and percentage, men don't even kill kids nowhere near as far as women do. They had a report released in 2020. Women like to say abusers are men. Women had way more sexual abuse in 2020 than men did. That shit's crazy.
Being the predator.
Oh. Yes. In 2020.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, another thing, when you talk about the children coming naturally, they got a podcast I seen. I meant to save it, but I seen it on TikTok scrolling.
They coming what?
It's a podcast.
About what?
About how mothers hate being mothers. And it was really good because it's a really good podcast because same thing you were saying, like you just think it come natural. Mm-hmm. And that's what they were saying. It's like this shit don't come natural. I hate the extra stress kids bring. And like I didn't even know about stress like that, but kids are stressful, and not
Uh,
even them being there. When they not in your presence, you stress.
right, because you
Somebody treating
worried
them
about
right, you know what I'm
you
saying?
worrying
Like
about 'em.
kids bring so much stress, so much problems. Like kids are not blessings. I'm gonna say that kids are not blessings. People don't like to hear that. Kids are a burden. They're not blessings. But when you have one kid, you might as well have some more. After you have that one, you have some more. That's just how the shit go. But kids are not blessings at all. And I tell people, if you ain't got kids, you are blessed. Not having kids, you're blessed. The extra stress alone, the sleepless
But
night.
a lot of time once they get here though, like you said, you can't live without them.
You enjoy it. It's some joyful
Right,
moments
but I
and it's
say you can't
fun.
live without them,
It's
man.
cool. They become part of your life. You
And
just
it
don't
get
know life
even
without
better
them.
when they get older. I
See,
would say that.
I only
I
got
would
I
say
got a
that.
3 and a 1 year, so I don't know yet.
Exactly. That's why I
Yeah,
say it get way, especially you got boys,
yeah.
you a man, it get way better. Like when it like camp, we have had so many good experience, like him growing up, getting older and stuff.
Well,
I wouldn't. I mean, I wish it was different circumstance, but I wouldn't change it. And to be honest, I'm happier, especially with my first son being a single mother than I was.
mhm.
Like she was saying, like you can't. It don't matter about being married. It's about who you marry and who you choosing to
Yeah.
do this with.
But those
You know what I
those are
mean?
things that don't have to be said.
Right.
We understand that. Of course, you don't want nobody that you married to being your ass. Of
Right.
course, those are things. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We talking about good, healthy
Right.
relationships, man and woman
Right.
raising a child.
Right.
Point blank period.
And I
But
know people, and like I said, I know a lot of people who've been married and it just didn't work out. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, well, we about to get up out of here. Like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure y'all follow the page. Give us some feedback. I also put ideas and topics y'all would like for us to discuss on the New Normal podcast. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about in the comment section. Give us feedback. Hold on, I do comment. That's what to say. Ashanti said you were great.
thanks, Ashanti.
But it's the New Normal podcast, and we gone.